Everyone, my name is Skepitalians. I am here with Superfern. We are here tonight for Sim or Sync 44. How you feeling, Fern?
I'm feeling pretty alright. I just came from a gym session, which means I'm like filled with how can I say adrenaline running through my body, and at the same time very energetic to see these teams play their best today on another edition of Beautiful SOS. We are reaching 44, which is a fun number to say, 44, and I think it's gonna be a blast seeing these teams play today.
Absolutely. 44 happens to be my favorite number. We are starting off with the Grillers versus PB Pass is 5913. I think we all know and love the Grillers very, very much. I'm not familiar with PB Pass. I've never heard of them before, but I am excited to see this matchup tonight. What are you expecting? I'm expecting some pop-off moments from the Grillers.
I'm expecting the password to be 5913, but it's just a hint. Might be mistaken. I don't know. Grillers, I completely agree. I am literally very, very familiar with them, and I do love them to fight them on the scrims, on the league sessions. It's always a blast to see, just have fun with them.
Yeah, I know they've been going through some changes recently, so I'm excited to see what comes of that and to see them play firsthand. And PD Pass, I've never heard of them before. We do see Wisdom, Nezzy, Drift, 5913, and Poetry. 5913 being committed to that meme. So we'll see how committed they are to Squid Game. This one, not the other one. We will be starting off on Splat Zones, Anchovy Games, then to Tower Control, Inkblot, and Clam Blitz Reef. These are all map modes that we are very familiar with. What do you like to do on Splat Zones, Anchovy, Fern?
Charges. Get control of my fan, get control of my arcade. Let me play Squid Jump because in Splatoon 1 it was fun, but in Splatoon 2 they removed, so let me just drop a tier.
Yeah, Splat Zones Anchovy. I know the Grillers, we do have Devi, who is a Hydra main. Hydra can do very well on this map mode, so I do expect to see that coming out. That would be very exciting. And then we have Tower Inkblot. Snipers benefit very well there because of how close the plats are. You can do a lot with an E-leader. And Clam Blitz Reef. Not exactly a Hydra map. I would expect to see more front lines there, but certainly something like a remix can do very well with that bridge to work with.
Yeah, you got a point when in terms of bridge and Clam Blitz Reef. The Hydra, it's a little bit slower compared to like a remix, and you don't need the extra. I would say you don't need the extra range from the Hydra, because remix can do as much damage and get control of the bridge as much as any other weapon. But before we go to that match, regarding the match we're gonna see now on Anchovy, Hydra will be very fun to see apart from charges, and we see with Devi, we see Taco with the beautiful orange end zap, and a lot of missiles just in both teams. And no, actually, correct me if I'm wrong, I am seeing Burst Bomb Rush on the Wisdom Bamboo.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, we do see that Bamboo coming out, and a remix as well. It looks like the Gorillas are the first to get their specials. The armor is popped, then the Suction Bomb Rush, and very quickly after the missiles. This is going to give them an opportunity to push up into zone. They managed to take the remix out of it, as well as the zap. The Bamboo has no choice but to pop missiles. They think they're going down. They are going down. We see Wisdom getting a double with that Burst Bomb Rush, though. That is very clutch, as the Grillers tries to maintain the zone.
Damn, the Junior right there trying to get control of the zone. There was only one person alive from PB 5913. Bomb Rush from the Bamboo was not able to outpaint the Junior, which is obviously expected. The Junior will always outpaint every weapon in the game except for the Aerospray and the Explosion. Armor is popping in for both the Enzyme and the Hydra. But Grillers are trying their best to take control of the zone, finally get some more points apart from the 96, but PB does not give a break. It's just their control of the zone, and all they go down into one situation with the remix, try to stay alive, and then Taco pressuring, so he jumps out.
This is now the Griller's opportunity to try and take control of Plat. We see Jamie getting in position to do just that. You need to be able to facilitate a lockout here on Splat Zone's Anchovy. That is the key to victory. Wisdom is trying to break down onto the Plat. You have to have control of your Plat before you can break onto Zone. The Grillers is going to be able to pull lead here, but with 2 members down, this is PB's time to cap. And they do just that with 1 member up remaining on the Grillers, being that Junior.
Coming back from spawn, the Junior and the Splash, they have the advantage since none of the PB 5913 has completely taken over. The Hydra, the Heavy is trying their best to get control of that positioning. We do see at least someone missing from the Grillers. They probably will try to go for the flank, but at this moment they have 3 specials. They pop the first one with missiles, they pop the armor, they're waiting for the bomb rush, they engage the Heavy. The Heavy doesn't manage to win the 2v1 situation because armor is a fake, and the Grillers manage to recap the zone, applying a 43 penalty with the Hydra having control now of the zone, placing some ice, and now they're going to be trying to be a little bit more aggressive and do the same thing PB5913 was just doing to them.
We do see Jamie and Devi on top of Plat. They are in position. Cookie is there on right fan. However, we do see Nezzy going over from window, trying to wait for the perfect opportunity to get a flank. The Grillers have cleared their penalty point, so at this point, the points that they gain are theirs. Their 89 is down though, but it looks like they are going to be able to pull the lead here. With both armor weapons up, they have an opportunity to maintain zone if one of them manages to get armor, especially with 3 members down. Oh my, that happened quickly. 3 members down on the side of PB. They may be able to KO here.
Very smart from Taco, throwing out the bomb, trying to keep the zone painted. No one was coming from the flank, and the first game will go to the Grillers. I would say very well played. The Grillers were aware from the positioning there was a flank from the K shot on the PB 5913 at the before the last push, before we just saw the Hydra get splatted. Was very well played, watching for Nezzy to drop and then get the person behind, and so they couldn't play in zone. It was very well self-awareness of the game, and that will give Grillers the first game of the first round, giving them the first point on the score. There's a lot of first years.
Yeah, first match, first game, first set. This is awesome. We do see the Grillers taking that first one with a W. We will be moving forward to TC Inkblot. I do expect to see that Hydra come back out. I don't expect double armor because the Grillers were running double armor on that last match. That may be advantageous for zones, but less so for TC when you need to prioritize getting people off of that tower. What do you think we're going to see here, Fern?
Double missiles for sure, and if we're getting a little bit spicy, I would say actually missiles and Booyah kind of have a similar. You don't spread, you spread more the missiles, but I'm definitely gonna see Booyah and 1 missile and 1 armor. The third one is like a wild card. It could be anything, but if I were to guess, I would say I want to see a splashdown. I want to see a splashdown on tower because it's been a while since we saw people not falling for the splashdown trick off the super jump.
Yeah, I would expect to see a Splash Neo, perhaps. We saw one last round. I would expect it to come back, just because that section bomb rush can be very useful for clearing tower, especially in an area as claustrophobic as mid on Inkblot, and first checkpoint tends to be very claustrophobic as well. You can do a lot with that there. Rays are pretty common. You expect them on TC, so people are starting to figure out how to work around it. And even a Crapid can be very good here on TC Inkblot. You see that one a lot. It can be very strong because of the spacing in between Plat and mid. It's really perfect for Rapid Blasters.
Yeah, Rapid Blaster. I'm gonna actually check because so far, I'm gonna do a bingo card right now when we're gonna see more of the metas. Because so far, we also didn't see any 52, K52. And it is like agree with NZAP armor and not necessarily the NZAP, but still an NZAP missiles, very popular, and it's still a very good weapon. Like it does its job well. We still don't see the 52. Wow, what is this? A non-meta game? But we do see the bamboo. Don't know from Wisdom's 99, but it did seem it will do some damage.
Yeah, we do see that Bamboo coming back out, as well as the aforementioned Splash-O-Matic. The Splash does have second Bomb Rush, but their team does not have armor. That Hydra is only a third of the way there. The NZAP is getting ready to pop that armor, though. That's going to give them an edge in this first engagement. They use that to push the Hydra, but unfortunately the shot does go down. There are 2 members down on the side of the Grillers, so this is 5913's time to be able to push up, but they are dropping a little bit. That's going to prevent them from getting a solid push here. The Hydra does, excuse me, the Nautilus does have Inkjet ready to go. That's going to be very good for them once that NZAP gets armor.
Double Inkjet and armor. This is literally old stuff right here. But I guess Nautilus is not that bad. And Nezzy finally be able to redeem themselves from the push that just happened 30 seconds ago, where Nezzy lost to a 3v1 situation but got 1 pick, and now it gets 2 picks on the same spot. He got spotted just 30 seconds ago, but still no opportunity to shine. Devi is holding their ground pretty nicely, and Jamie unfortunately jumps straight into the Nautilus, and it will get splattered, giving the opportunity for the girls to get to the first checkpoint.
Yeah, they are there. They did have 2 members down for a moment, but everybody is coming out of spawn now. They are taking control of that plat, working up past that first checkpoint, having cleared it successfully. They also are working up those specials, which means that they are going to have something ready for this second checkpoint. 5913 does pop armor, though. They do get a pick on the shot following the splash as well. The Grillers did clear that second checkpoint, which is huge, but now they are pretty much wiped and Jamie has to fall back.
I just realized Taco is lying to me in front of my face, because Taco plays NZAP almost every scream, and I'm seeing Taco play the K shot here. I double check, Taco is on the K shot and on the orange NZAP. I feel someone is betraying their own weapon, and it may be working because they got all the way to the second to last checkpoint, just 1 checkpoint to win, a 32-point lead on TC. Inkbot is an amazing lead. It's a 2v1 situation in mid, and it seems Wisdom doesn't have the opportunity to push. Devi will get splattered trying to escape, and it's now maybe the opportunity for PB5913 to push. That was hard.
Yeah, it really was. We do see that things are back in a 4v4 situation. 5913 is pushing back up. They do manage to clear that first checkpoint. That is good, but the NZAP 85 is the only one up. They don't have a choice to fall back. They can't maintain mid on their own. They do have armor ready to go, which is going to be very useful for that re-engagement, but the Grillers have 3 specials online. That is quite a significant threat. You definitely want to avoid that. They are popping, which means they are going to be beginning their counter push. 5913 is going around for a flank, trying to get a pick, gets us trade with the other shot, and then the both end zaps go down. So we are taking out both of those shots, both of those zaps. The Hydra falls shortly after. This is still a lead for the Grillers. They just need to not go down and try and maintain mid presence.
Cookie right here is playing very smart here, letting the Octoshot push into their position where they had the opportunity with turf was well timed, but the problem was the second engagement was a little bit rough because you still didn't recover from your damage from previous engagement, and that cost a little bit of a time, and it is going to be another opportunity for PB593 to start pushing. Wisdom is pushing a little bit aggressive, trying to get the picks from spawn. It will cost no turtles to escape, and into a 2v1 situation will be the downfall for that push. And with just 59 points and 1 minute remaining, the odds are with the Grillers.
Yeah, also with their specials, we do see that Hydra is also about to have armor, which means that they are popping everything that they have. The Splash is holding that section bomb rush for a little bit, though. You gotta wonder why. Perhaps the shutdown and overtime push? All 4 members of 5913 are down, which means that this is the Griller's Tower. We do see Cookie all the way up, dancing around their plat and snipe. Wisdom is getting into the position to defend, but that shot does pop their missiles, just having complete control of their opponent's snipe. 5913 is going to have a very hard time defending from this and coming back from it.
You were mentioning the Splash holding their special. I think I get the idea because just now they started using with the intention to push the enemy team away from the final checkpoint, and that I think was pretty smart, giving the K shot an opportunity to do even more damage into the enemy lines. The suction bomb, unfortunately for Poetry, will go down, and that's not gonna be a very good rhyme to finish with 5 seconds remaining on the match. This seems that Grillers will have it locked down. Already the zap is down. 3 people remains a 4v3 situation. 2 missiles ready. The ends up on their team does go down. The bamboo goes down. It's a 2v2, 2v1 situation, just respawning. The tower is on Griller's victory. The tower match goes for Grillers with a 2-0 on the first set.
Yeah, what an exciting overtime push. You felt them really trying for that. The Grillers were prepared to shut that down with specials and aggression, but you could really feel that 5913 was going for that. It was very fascinating to watch. Those specials, they really popped them together and worked together. Both teams did very well. I am excited to see the coordination come to play on Clam Blitz Reef because this is the map. This is the mode for coordination, and I would expect to see a lot of it, especially from 5913. They've been doing very well with their coordination. I don't know if they're a pickup or not, but it's very interesting to see that. And the Grillers, they're a team that's been around for a long time. You would expect to see significant synergy out of them.
Yeah, I think so. If we have a scenario where there's a pickup versus a well-formed team, it does give the Grillers a little bit of an advantage. But that doesn't mean just because you keep a pickup, you cannot win matches. I think I'm getting that vibe. But I do see a little bit more coordination, specifically coming from Cookie and from Devi, when it comes to like coordination with specials. Devi. When you play Splatling, you do play a little bit more smarter. I'm not saying people that don't play Hydra don't play smart, but when you play Hydra, you have to be 110% times smarter when in terms of like when you're gonna use armor, where you're gonna position yourself, when you're gonna pre-fire, when you're gonna start charging, when you're gonna be sharking, when you're gonna placing mines. It's like a weapon that it is very good in range, but at the same time, you have to already have a plan, everything laid out perfectly in order to well execute your weapon. And Cookie, Devi, Taco, the whole grillers, were just doing it very nicely.
Yeah.
Also, I just had a thought before we start the match. On SOS 52, should we make a rule that you can only play K52?
And all 52 SOS, man, we will have to talk to the TOs about that. That could be pretty interesting. And as you mentioned with the Hydra, that is a weapon where you do have to be planning ahead pretty significantly, just because of how brutal your charge time can be. I think that's a very interesting point that you mentioned that it is a big brain weapon, as some would say.
We're signing the blob here, so Devi, please Skeppy, you have the mic.
Wonderful. We are seeing a wonderful blob deco from Debbie. That is going to be very useful in clearing basket and street. Both the NZAP and the junior are running 89. We do see that the NZAP on the side of 5913 is the first one to go down, followed by the shot. This is going to give the Grillers an opportunity to push up quite significantly. They already have 20 clams, which is very large for this early in the game. Tossing the clams to each other underneath the basket, cleaning up with that basket. Blob is also extremely useful in camping spawn here. No other weapons can access most areas of spawn because of the fact that the shots bounce. The Grillers do have 35 remaining. That's very large with 1 clam and 2 members down. This might be coming to an end.
Wisdom right here, trying to get the blob. Blob doesn't like bamboo. Bamboo doesn't like blob. And bamboo scares away the blob. Trying to get to the control of the bridge. We're seeing the mini here with missiles ready. They do have a lot of turf control mid, but they don't have enough power, enough clams to do so. Mini going back from right tree, it does give it opportunity for the Grillers to retake, but the missiles will hold that top just a little bit longer. The bamboo trying to be a little bit more aggressive, trying to get the... Here comes the Luna trying to dodge. Here comes the burst bomb rush, trying to get the picks. It seems that this is going to be an opportunity for the PV5913 to score at least 1 power clam, but Wisdom doesn't see the bomb behind them, and it's already 1 less person on the aggression. Devi trying their best to push them away, and it seems that the Grillers have cancelled that push quite nicely.
They have canceled that push for now. 5913 does have 20 clams, and they chose smartly to fall back and wait for their friend to respawn. With one member down on the side of Grillers and 25 clams in the hands of 5913, this is an opportunity. We do see Poetry in position to flank that Luna Blaster. The Blaster does pop Baller, which gives them a little bit of time to stay alive. Cookie is just doing everything they can to work up. They're in sneaky, trying to figure out what to do, guarding that power clam. Man, 5913 is wiped. Wisdom holding that power clam. Devi on top of them with that blob. They have no choice but to fall back at this point.
Devi has the controller bridge. The Gritters have to hold in for 2 power clams that the PB has the name of the Grillers basket, trying to do their best. Jumping with the suction bomb will not necessarily, I don't think he got anyone just yet, but Poetry right here gets the pick. It just ends up, it seems the opportunity with 2 power clams and 8 clams. They do have quite a substantial amount of points they can score. 51, 45, 42, just 7 points away. That is 3 clams enough to get the lead. Can the Grillers hold them, or will the PB holders be able to start? 36, just 1 clam remaining. They do have it, but it doesn't seem to be able because Nice is just coming back from spawn, and it's now trying to get control of the bridge.
Man, what a nail biter. They did fantastic on that push, working up, dancing underneath the basket, getting a pick on that Blaster that was absolutely critical because he was eating them. We do see that there are 3 specials on the side of the Grillers ready to begin their counter push, but both teams are tied for clams and trying desperately to get control of that most important bridge. We do see that 5913 is trying to put themselves in position for another push, but Taku coming around, getting a pick on 1, make that 2 of them. So 2 members are down on each side, make that 3 down on the side of 5913. Now's the time to paint up, work up. They are doing so and preparing for that second push. Wisdom is trying to find some shots. He does have 8 power clams. Yeah, exactly. Doing bamboo things, Poetry popping missiles. It looks like the 89 did drop in from wall. Gets very cleanly picked by that K-shot. Fantastic reaction to that. Yeah, we might be seeing another push any second from 5913.
Yeah, 5913 wants that lead. They're not gonna give up just because they lost the 2 games already for the Grillers. They do want to at least 1 victory, and it seems to be this is gonna be it. I do see a lot of interaction among the players with the penalty being reduced, and they get the lead. That's amazing, and it's a very, very safe lead. And they just don't need to feed 2 power clams from the Grillers. They will be able to at least take the last game. It's a wipe! It's a wipe! They have enough clams to KO! They have enough clams! What are you doing with them? Just throw 2!
Yes. That was absolutely fantastic! Oh man, what a nail biter of a match! And getting in there, dunking on them, wiping them on Clam Blitz Reef. Oh my gosh, what a match!
What a match. Wow. Double missile burst bomb, and damn that. I honestly am confused with which comp had more turf? Like, had the more potential for just getting turf faster, in your opinion, Scappy? Because you also like, I think in terms of painting, we can say the Bamboo and the Luna were like the most equal in terms of like we paint about the same, and also because it was a missile stand. Which one, in your opinion, was the team with more turf power?
Honestly, that's a stumper of a question. I would say the Grillers, because they had the blob and the 89, which everybody knows puts down so much paint, and a junior. So yeah, they were running a Blaster, but every other member of that team could paint for themselves. Versus, it seemed to me like 5913 was more paint neutral. Yeah, what do you think, Fern?
I would say that at the end, something ticked inside of the PB5913, and then for some reason they managed not to just put the turf correctly, but they also like did something that gave them like the 2 pushes in a row that managed to get the they did the first push where they got to 36, and then they did the second push where they KO. So something happened in between these 2 pushes that like, oh, that's what we're gonna do, and then they did it, and then they managed to KO. Because I didn't see which blob was it, the Bomb Rush or the Rain?
Bomb Rush, Deco.
Bomb Rush. I don't remember seeing more of the bomb rush at the end from that blob, so they managed to just put the turf just right to not give the specials for the enemy team. And if the blob, I think, had a bomb rush at the end, it could have made a little bit more difference, because you would use bomb rush in a safe position, and you could at least I could at least stall for a little bit of time where your team could position underneath and then get the picks and stop the push. But because I don't play blob that much, I couldn't pay attention to that much of a detail. That's why I'm asking you which team had, and because you said the blob team had the grillers had more turf, it makes sense what I was originally thinking.
Yeah, actually, now that you bring that up, I did not see bomb rushes. Maybe it was just where the auto cam was, but I did not see many bomb rushes from the blob. That could be very important. Maybe they were just going down at the wrong time and happened to be holding special when they went down, or maybe they were holding it for a perfect opportunity and never got it. But I did not see many bomb rushes that map, and Clam's Reef is very unique in that if you get wipes, you have to bomb in order to not get locked out, because if you just drop into basket there, you're gonna get picked. So those bomb rushes can be very important in breaking out of your own spawn, and I didn't see that, so that's worth noting.
Okay, that makes sense. And now it seems that we already have the second match ready to go as well. We are, do you know these people? We have A versus Cruelie Dualie. So from a team that has at least 2 miles in length, now we're going for just 1 ladder. And it is pretty familiar faces on both teams.
Yeah, you've been involved in the comp scene a little bit longer than me, so forgive me. But I do recognize Sequence, Adept, and Silver. I don't think any of these other names are very familiar to me. What about you, friend?
So Adept, Sequence, Crim, Ace, Zonink, and Silver, very familiar. Silver, it is a very good player. I remember the last time we fought wasn't on solo, but it was on a draft. It was very much of a challenge. Silver is a very aggressive shooter player. We have Sequent. I do see a little bit of Tetris representation. I think Adapt will go for the armor. Zonic and Ace, I'm trying to remember, but maybe one of Nautilus.
Yeah, and I also am recognizing Jub now. Forgive me. How could I not recognize Jub for their fabulous tweet? Yeah, I don't recognize very many of these players. I haven't played with them personally, but as you say, you have. So we will see what we will see.
Oh yeah,
we will.
Alright, Crim, shout out, because I did see Crim on Riptide, and Crim plays, I believe, Googles? The Dualies with the 52. That is, I mean, I actually wish that the Googles had more usage apart from just a few people. It is a fun weapon to use. It has Fizzy and armor as well. Like, it could work.
It could work. Especially the K-Glugas. I think those could be potentially very viable, but we don't see them very often. We will be starting with Cruelie Dualies, living up to their name. They are playing all dualies. That's worth noting. Versus A running a more traditional comp for Rainmaker Black Belly with the shot, the Forge Pro, C-Jet, and Junior. It does look like A is the first ones to get the pop. The dualies are trying to get paint down. You can see from the overhead just how much A is out-painting them. There are 2 members down on the side of Cruelie Dualies. They do manage to get the pick on the shot, but A is beginning their push.
Over getting the chicken doesn't. Did they? I don't think they actually managed to land. So 49 on the podium is gonna be just fine for the push to. I mean, it was a decent push. On Black Valley, it's not that bad, but it could have been better with a little bit more points. And Silver did get a little bit unfortunate with that. I think the Rainmaker will reset. Ace doesn't like. It's correct to Ace to assume to not pick it up right now, because if they pick it up, it's just gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna get splattered, and just like my usage has been wasted. And then Crimson will go back to pick it up and be a little bit more smart in general. Oh, my mistake. It was a Junior maybe.
We do see some pop-off moments from Jub there, nearly getting the Rainmaker, but unfortunately getting picked. Seekin is going to go down, though, to that shot. Ace is in position, trying to get paint down. They're maintaining the battle lines here on Hills. That's worth noting. It's very worth noting because it doesn't even look like Cruelie Dualie has managed to get paint down in true mid yet. Silver grabbing the Rainmaker, rushing it up as quickly as he can. Missiles are being popped. The Clapples have their splashdown and pop that as well. There are now 3 members down on the side of A, so this is Cruelie Dualie's time to work up, paint up, get some specials, get that Rainmaker back into mid, and work on where that battle line is situated.
Secret, I will hug you next time I see you because I felt that missiles you tried to survive and you didn't. You missed. I am so sorry. And with Cruelie Dualie trying now to start their own push, they do manage to get silver. So last armor for the enemy team. Ace and the Dualies are also engaging. They also go down, and it seems it's gonna be a 2v1 situation with the Stingray just barely reaching the 80 points mark. It doesn't seem that they will be able to use it to stop it, but here it comes anyway because it's Jet Scorcher and it's not 210 special, it's just 190 now. And they stop just fine.
Yeah, they do stop that push, and 2 members are down on the side of the Dualies, which means A is able to reclaim mid. They do see them trying to camp that jump. Oh, they don't manage to escape. That was very close, and A is beginning a leftward push with 3 members down on the side of the Dualie team. They might be able to pick that last guy and force them into a stagger, but Silver is just pushing up, ignoring the Clapples behind them. The C-Jet is up, which means that they're going to be able to jump back and pop that Ray.
I'm just imagining the Silver say, did I hesitate? Did I? No, I did not, Clapples. You don't scare me. That was a very well presence from Silver right there with the Rainmaker. That was a very good push indeed.
Yeah, very smart to just ignore that splashdown. You can move, that splashdown can't, at least for a couple of seconds. Cruelie Dualie does have a special up, being that aforementioned splashdown. And A is going to pop that Ray a little bit prematurely considering the Rainmaker hasn't even moved yet. Never mind, they used it to prepare a push, but the Junior does pick it up and goes down immediately after, leaving the Rainmaker in the hands of Cruelie Dualie, at least for now.
It seems to be now that A is most likely trying to just get the side of the map a little bit more painted. They also trying to find a position where they can cancel any attempt from Cruelie Dualie to begin pushing. And at this point, it seems that it's just working. I do have to say that Seekin picking up the Rainmaker is not maybe the best option with 82 points and being the Tetris that is. Tetris can be a little bit more aggressive and a little bit more versatile. I do not believe the Seeker picking up the Rainmaker is doing Cruelie Dualie a little bit any favor. It is a difficult comp to say who should pick up the Rainmaker.
Yeah, I mean, who picks up the Rainmaker when you have a team of all Dualies? You really just don't know unless you agree on it beforehand. I would think that the Glugas shouldn't, but we do see that 3 members are down on the side of A. That they are trying to prepare a push, Cruelie Dualie. They do have 2 specials online. That's very good, but they have to decide where they want to push this. With 5 seconds, they have to come up with some sort of plan. Missiles are. They do pick it up before overtime begins. 1 member goes down on the side of Cruelie Dualie, which means that we are now in a 4v2 in favor of A. There's only 1 pick that matters right now, and that's the Rainmaker.
I would say that I think there should have been at least, like, if there was 1 Dualies that had Stingray, it could have been a little bit different because this map is so disgusting for Jet Scorchers and Stingray in general.
Yeah, it's also a difficult map for Dualies in general.
It's so sad that I would say that the Stingray was the biggest issue. Every time Crimson had it from there. I agree. But let's go for a little bit better of a map combo. Splatoon's on Mako.
Yeah, this is definitely better for dualies. With Rainmaker, Black Belly in particular, you have so many curves that make it very difficult for dualies to move around. That goes away with Splatzone's Mako. Instead of those curves, you have ledges that you can drop off of. And we know how dualies love to just drop off their ledges and surprise unsuspecting opponents. So I would expect to see a lot of that from our dualie fam. As for A, I don't know what to expect from them other than super aggressive frontline shooters. And we would be seeing that in just a moment, and then afterwards we would be moving on to TC Starfish. This would be a very interesting one to see those dualies pop off as well. Because you have snipe, they're not going to really have range that benefits from addict and from snipe. That might make it more difficult for them, but you do have ledges that you can drop off of and take advantage of that. And we will be moving on to Splatzone's Mako.
Splatzone's Mako, Splatzone's Mako. I actually do enjoy a little bit that map.
Yeah, I also enjoy Splatzone's Mako. It's very doable, very familiar, very attainable. If you know what you're doing and you have good team coordination, you can really take advantage of Splatzone's Mako. We do see that the dualie team is the first. No, never mind. Wait, yes, the dualie team. They're both playing all dualies. Now I'm confused.
I think they take up the challenge, Cappy. They are literally trying to go for a little bit more fun of a calm because they literally, like, this is gonna be the only time we're gonna see this type of weapon, so they know how to play this. They're not challenging, but they're making this a little bit more entertaining to watch, and it is. Like, doesn't get the splashdown cancel, but in general, Jub Hope gets the pick, and we'll go now for the zone.
That threw me through a loop. We do have 2 members down on the side of A. If I remember correctly, every single member on the side of Cruelie Dualies is actually a dualie main. I don't even know about the side of A, so we shall see. There are 3 members down on the side of Cruelie Dualies, 1 coming out of spawn, but this is their moment to shine. This is crazy. All I see is dodge rolling all over the map. We do have 3 members of A in their opponent's court. That's going to make it very difficult for them to clear them out, but they might be able to just push right and ignore them altogether. It's a 3v3 situation with A in control of the zone and 15 seconds left.
Yeah, it seems that A just managed to ace this match with just... What the... Okay, that was pushed down here on the pillow, but I guess it makes sense. Fair enough. And A will take the second game as well. But I do have to say it was a much more entertaining game to watch compared to the Black Belly, mostly because the interactions between the players were much more more fluid, more interesting, and it was literally a quest of like not just spamming specials, and indeed was just like knowing how to read your opponents.
I was just confused.
No
yeah. Well, yes, because I understand Blob and I don't understand dualies. I love watching dualies, but just 8 of them on a map, I was confused. And admittedly, we will see if we see those dualie v dualies again on TC Starfish. At this point, I don't really know what to expect, because they could just go all quad K-Gal for all we know. We don't even know if Cruelie Dualies, maybe they're tired of their meme being met and now they're not gonna play dualies. We don't know.
No, they committed to it. I want them to keep playing dualies, and I do think they want to really finish at least one game winning with the dualies, specifically against A. Not to be confused with E, but A. And I do think they will be funny. They would grade A+ after finishing at least with one match. Okay, not A+, A-. A-. I'll give them A- if they win Tower Control.
Yeah, TC Starfish, that's going to be a very interesting map mode for quad dualies. I enjoy watching Tetras on this map mode. They are very fun to watch. I enjoy watching dualies in general. In terms of special synergy, I think we're going to see the exact comp that we have been seeing so far. Obviously, they don't have access to a Ray or a Booyah, if I remember correctly. So that's something that's going to make it more difficult for them in terms of clearing tower.
Dualies still all the way. Dualies still all the way. Let's go.
Wow, okay, Dualie v Dualies Dualies, we are seeing Jub wielding those clapples, and instead we do see V Dualies in the hands of Ace. Other than that, that's the only major difference between these two teams. VDS and CDS both are running Klugas for that armor. Trying to maintain control of mid. Zoe Inc. Managing to avoid that autobomb, but there are two members coming from Sneaky, so that's going to make it difficult for them. There are 4 members up on the side of Cruelie Dualies. They have an advantage here. They can begin this push.
Second being the first one to ride a tower does drop off in order to get the Dualies who is on the left. I'm gonna be honest, because there's so many Dualies, I have to think like at least 5 times. Adept managed to survive those missiles from the V Dualies, but the Fizzy Bomb is trying their best, but it's still Adept trying to get the first checkpoint. Will be able to succeed correctly. It's 3v2 situation, but from Snipe, every Duelist is just dropping Crimson, trying to get some good arc shots right here, getting a little bit creative with the shots. And armor will come in, will be a little bit hard, but doesn't matter. Seeker will go down to that, even though they had armor just now.
Yeah, Cruelie Dualie's temporarily losing the tower, falling back and trying to maintain control of mid. We do see Adept popping off, getting a pick on Silver, trying to follow up with a double, but they do pop armor, unfortunately, at the wrong time for Cruelie Dualies. Ace and Zoe trying to force a 2v1. They do manage to get the pick on the Tetras over there. Both Tetras are down on both sides. Very interesting. And it seems to be a stalemate right now with Cruelie Dualies in control of mid and the tower.
Cruelie Dualies right in the tower once again, trying to get Silver. Seeker versus Silver. Unfortunately, Silver wins that once again. I'm pretty sure Seeker is like screaming on the Illuminati server where they both share roles, and I do want to see like an interaction later. Silver, you escaped me once again. I will get you next time. Like a Scooby-Doo villain or something. Meddling Silver.
Yeah, Crimson is about to be at that first checkpoint. Unfortunately, there are 2 members down on the side of A. So perhaps you just want to clear this checkpoint and then ditch. Is it really worth risking your life over? We do see Silver going down on that tower, trying to maintain it. And he might be able to pull lead here, but they do have 2 members down. Cruelie Dualies does have... Oh man, make that a 2v2 situation in the area of the tower. We have people jumping into the tower. A is going to be able to pull lead here if they keep this up.
Ace using misses to splat someone that was already splatted, but anyway, it still gives a lot of turf control around the tower, but it could have been a little bit better. Jump right here, trying to start the riding tower from Cruelie Dualies, trying to get that lead back, because 41 is a little bit hard to get, but since they already got the first checkpoint, it will be a little bit breeze. You could at least get closer and closer to that, but Cruelie Dualie will have to pull out a very strong push in order for them to get the lead back and get at least that A- that I promised them.
Well, this could happen. Cruelie Dualies does have A does have 2 members coming out of spawn, and Cruelie Dualies has 2 specials online. Silver tries to go around for a flank, lags into the water, and then miraculously lags back onto wing. Congratulations, Silver, for lag win of the tournament. Seeking in control of mid currently with that splashdown ready to go. The CDS trying to peek at him. Members trying to get the one up on each other in terms of skill. Zoink falling back into plat, and one member does go down on the side of Cruelie Dualies, make it 2. So A is beginning a counter push, but we don't have those Tetras giving up quite yet in mid. They do get picked by Zoink, so it's now A's turn to paint up, work up, get control of that tower, and see what they can do.
Oh, I think that missiles is a little bit too hasty. Silver trying to get the picks, trying to get the flank on their base, trying to get the fight away from tower, but it will not come back. Those missiles now were very much well played. Almost get splash damage on the... I'm trying to remember to do this, but it's so hard because I don't know who is playing who anymore. I have to watch their specials, but yeah, A is literally now using their Oh, that auto bomb was weird, but okay. Oh my god, something's happening. Crimson gets a pick. Okay, we're getting to the last checkpoint. 24 minutes in it. 1 armor gets set. Silver is already on their base, doing damage. It's just Seeker respawning, trying to get another pick, and at least top tower between 50 seconds is gonna be from A's victory, and it is a KO victory, and it is 3-0 for A.
That was the craziest match I've seen in a hot minute. I did not know who was going to win that. 4v4 dually v dualies is definitely something to remember. What a shock. Congratulations to A for taking the set. Cruelie Dualies, keep up that dually action. We love it. And what a set, Fern. What are you thinking right now?
I wish we had dualies in the meta, to be fair. It's way more fun than... Yeah.
It's a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, I also wish I had the Emperor gear on the North American account. I wish people had that gear. Like, it is obviously not the best for the dudes because it has run speed, swing speed, and ink saver main, which is not something that you can put on. Well, I don't think even the Emperor duels make sense to using those. But it is such a cool gear. Not also the spy gear, but yeah, the Emperor is so cool.
And while you're fanning over gear, we will be taking a break for a hot minute. We will see you back here with round 3 of SOS. Fern, I'm Scat. We'll be back in a moment.
Oh, because we are all going for a small break, because of what happened today on Twitch, there possibly has been leaked information regarding password and usernames. Please take your time during the break to change your password and enable two-factor authentication so you don't get hacked or something like that. But yeah, we'll be taking a quick break. We'll see you guys soon. Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to SOS number 44. I am Superfern, joined by once again Skeppy on this marvelous Wednesday, my dudes. And we will be joining for round 3. And it is F2 versus Tuki. Already seeing some familiar names, but Skeppy, do you see any familiar names apart from 007?
Well, Tuki is a very familiar team. They are a very good team. I love watching them play. So seeing them play tonight is a special treat. And then from F2, we all know who James Bond is, but I don't know who the player behind the name is. I guess we will be finding that one out.
Probably a double agent for sure. Oh, that was a good addition of bad ideas on the double agent one. We do see Mr. Z, we do see Sakura, we do see Greguru. Setu, Locke, been a while since I saw you. And I think we're already seeing a person that will very happily tell us what weapon they're playing. Go one Minaj, like Nicki Minaj, but Go one Minaj. Is that correct? How would you read that?
Go one. That's gotta be a reference to something that we're not understanding. But I think they're gonna be playing the 89 because they have Tensa in parentheses. And what spams Tensa missiles better than the 89? Nothing.
But it was a Tensa brawler. Do you want to place a bet on that?
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm putting my money on the 89, Fern. What are you betting?
I'm gonna put, okay, so you're putting one team, I'm playing on the other team. Okay, I'm putting it is on the 10th, and I'm gonna give you $2 when we finally meet in real life.
$2 at the nice LAN, we will see. And it looks like we will be checking out the maps right now. What do we got going on right here?
Oh yeah, the classics. Clan Blizz on Humpback. And we're also the second time Reef is showing up. Rainmaker
But
Mansa.
this time it's Splat Zones, and Rainmaker Mansa is a wonderful map mode. Clan Blitz Reef, you gotta have that paint, right?
Clan Blitz Reef, you gotta have that paint, you gotta go for the flank and not just push everyone from underneath the basket in order to get a few points. Yes, and honestly, I do think all of these, except for zones, do scream tent, so it is a possibility that the tent might show up and I will win $2.
Yeah, actually, the 89 does pop off on Clan Blitz Humpback. However, a tent could be very useful in securing that flank on right elbow. I have seen that done many a time, and you will have that curling bomb rush, which will make it even easier to clear. For Rainmaker Mansa, if we're betting on a tent, I don't know what use a tent is gonna have on Rainmaker Mansa. Maybe I'm wrong. But a good splash wall from a K-52 could just shred that shield. So I do wonder about that.
Let's not jinx it. We haven't seen the K-52 yet. And let's just hope it doesn't show up and it keeps away from this beautiful tournament that we managed to see 2 matches of just dualies fighting dualies. K-52, stay home today. Go home. You're drunk. Something like that.
What if I like the K-52, okay?
Congratulations, you managed to get everyone that fights against K-52. Honestly, okay, here's the thing. I am quoting Chara. Chara did say... No, I'm not, I don't fight Twitter. It's it was always get the ratio thing, but Chara did make a valid point. I think Chara did a tweet saying one of the best buckets in Japan, picking up the 52 just because it is much better, high level. Like you can literally, okay, he was. They were already good with the buckets, but the thing is that picking the 52 is just like doing much more just because it's so meta. It does show that the 52 really needs a more potential nerf than the one we just got on patch 5.5, if I not believe. It is okay to like the 52. I would say it is better if you like the 52 and you understand that it is a little bit too much busted.
Absolutely. It is. I don't think anybody disagrees that the 52 is busted, right? You got that 2-shot. The paint nerf wasn't that much, and 10 points of special special charge is nothing. But it's interesting. I would want to see what other 52s can do. I just it's fun to play. Like bring it out in turf war and dunk on some people. You know, it's 52.
Therefore, I go to solo queue. Solo queue, I'm gonna play any weapon I want, but I would have to say, I think if the baller didn't got so much nerfed, we would have seen right now not only the vanilla 52, but also the Cruelie Dualies still up, because the set with baller and suction bombs was very strong at the time. It was a very, not the oldest like prize losher go solo queue, go brew you get 2600 easy, but it was still playable enough just because the baller. And then the baller got enough. I guess in the long run, yeah, we don't see 2 times the 52, but we still see the 52 being the meta. We did see 2 52s on the Riptide.
Oh. You know, Fern, Devil 52 lost at Riptide. Don't forget that. Second, while we're not seeing the 52, what are we going to be seeing instead of the 52? Oh, look, 52 from Boopy. We do see a 52 after all. Thank you. Yeah, and we are not seeing any 10s. We don't see a 10.
89. It was the 10 for missiles, so I'll give you $1 for getting the special right, but not getting the weapon right.
Okay.
Is that okay?
That's perfectly fine. We do see those Tenta missiles being popped from that K-shot as both teams fight for mid. The secret to Clan Blitz Humpback is just getting as much paint as down as you physically can. There are 3 members down, or 3 members over in bunker, which is a very situational spot to be. You don't want to be rushed by bombs there. The 52 does have their booyah ready to go. That's going to be useful, but the bamboo is down, which means that they have to fall back and just try and maintain a paint presence. You do not want to get wiped here.
Oh yeah, no, this situation is pretty like a standoff situation. We only saw 1 person go down, so it is like they're fighting for neutral. They're trying their best to get the picks they needed, and in general just like get an opportunity to push, which I think it's like what makes this this map combo so much fun to play. Is just the like it's just the patience and like you managing to read the opportunity when to push and when to back off.
Yeah, and that bamboo in window just maintaining a presence, saying, hello, you cannot push up as much as you want to. Go on Minaj, having to fall back with that power clam. Try to figure out what to do with it. James Bond getting in position, trying to work their way back into mid. That paint is the only barrier in between you and your opponent's basket, and that is why it is so important to keep it up. But with the junior being down, that's going to be a temporary paint default on the side of F2. The K-Gal is down as well. That's a lot of paint that's suddenly missing from that team.
Go One Minaj is going on with their aggression with the bamboo. Locke trying to spam physics on the left window. Here comes the Inkjet trying to get a little bit more pressure. Problem is they still don't have the opportunity to. They might have like Locke is underneath the basket, but trying to get the pick, not necessarily a good idea. It managed to get the person behind, but the shooter from above just get it just in time. And it will definitely stop any more pushes, but it will get the 1 power clamp Tuki into the score and a little bit more clamps. And I think F2 managed to just stop the entire push with missiles to finish it off.
Yeah, and 2K getting in position to try and dunk. They do so successfully, and F2 does have a lot of clams in their possession, but with 2 members down, and look how much paint is underneath that basket. That is a huge threat. That bamboo is just there to keep an eye on the basket. They can do everything there. F2 does have 2 specials online. Both teams have their armor, which means that the first team to use that armor well and use that to break into mid has an advantage right here. F2 with 28 power clams. That is absolutely incredible, and they are going in for a dunk.
That armor saver K52 go One Minaj managed to get the pick, but gets the pick after the power clams are thrown. But unfortunately for Tuki, they still have to compensate for the lack of sorry, I'm just getting confused. I think it's just getting too tired for me. But yeah, Tuki is a little bit fall back at this moment, and 2K trying to get a little bit more paint and just hold that as much as they can so they don't. Honestly, I think it's just weird because I'm seeing the bamboo, but I'm not understanding the play. It's just like they're all down and they're just back to the jump and they're just like throwing even more and more clams.
Yeah, I think the green side is Tuki actually, so it looks like Tuki is currently in the lead, and we do have a bamboo v bamboo battle underneath basket. Z trying to keep that basket open. Never mind, they're going to opt to jump out with 14 points remaining. That is a significant push and 52 seconds left. All they have to worry about is getting the right picks at the right moment.
Curling bomb right here, trying to get the picks, trying to protect the elbow. Go on, Menage sliding into the victory. Lock fighting almost a 3v1 in mid. It seems that they have the advantage. The splash now will come eventually if Lock doesn't bank. Okay, Lock did play safe, Lock did play smart, and then splash down for some reason on that part. Okay, it could have been cancelled for the bamboo, but I'll take the play. I'll take the play.
Yeah, and Tuki does have 24 clams. That's very significant. F2 is juggling a power clam, trying to find an opportunity to be able to work up. Unfortunately, the junior does get picked, and when you lose both juniors are down, so we're now in a paint neutral situation. But the T-Tech is down as well on the side of Tuki. Go on Minaj is juggling those power clams, trying to keep them both alive while their teammates come out of spawn. And the bamboo underneath basket is a significant threat, but I think that K-Slosh has got it.
Overtime popping with that much of a lead. It seems that it's gonna be able to at least break one power. They throw the second one. Lock doesn't have splashdown, and unfortunately, it seems that there's not gonna be enough clams. And with 45 points, I would say the last push was good. There was a lot of interactions between mid and a lot of 1v1s, a lot of even 2v1 situation where they left neutral. It was very not safe of a game. It was pretty risky for both parties. But at the end, it was just like Tuki getting more points to the leaderboard, and that gave them the win at the end.
Yeah, Tuki, that middle push there where they got to 14 remaining was absolutely incredible. And the final push from F2 was very clean. But as with Splatoon, most things are timing. It's about the picks that you get win, not necessarily the number of picks that you get. And same thing with pushes, and particularly Clam Blitz. It's about when you dunk, not how much you dunk. And Tuki just had an edge there, scoring the most significant amount of their points with 52 seconds remaining. That's very hard to recover from for any team.
You said a quote remind me of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX that have been popping on my feed. Basically, is knowing how to use a card and when to use a card. And like, there is a difference. The same thing goes for Clam Blitz. It's knowing how to dunk and when to dunk. I'm not gonna tell you which one is which. You have to figure it out for yourself. Not only you viewers, but also you, Skeppy.
Thank you, Fern, for the riddle. I will keep that in my thoughts. We would be moving on to Rainmaker Manta Maria. I love me some Manta Maria regardless of mode, but Rainmaker Manta is just beautiful. You have that left push through plat, you have the center push through street, and you have cut. Those are 3 routes for any team to keep an eye on in order to be able to deny those pushes. So we are seeing a splash from Boopy for those quick pops, and we aren't seeing a bomb rush on the side of F2. That's interesting to me.
2. Oh my. It was just a fluke. Okay, I'll take it. But 2 K shots, 1 after shot and K shot. Interesting.
Yeah, and the juniors are about to have armor. The one on the side of Tuki currently has it. And the Splash is not running Bomb Rush, I'm realizing this now. They are running Inkjet. That's very different, because Splashes typically run Bomb Rush on Rainmaker. We do see Sakura going for that that right push through cut. That Stingray is going to be a significant threat, and there is a bomb waiting for them on the other side. So they get it to 61 remaining. That's a very beatable lead. F2 does have 2 members down though, and everyone on Tuki is up. The junior is coming out of spawn, which means that Boopy and Z, it looks like they're going to be able to bomb up. Boopy is painting up the leftward push. They're definitely going to be using that later.
Absolutely. Here we see 2KZZ from Tuki trying to get even more and more points. It's spamming, trying to get James Bond away from him. But unfortunately the Custom Jet Scorcher managed to get some very nice arc shots. And with the help of the Junior, that will stop it with Maker at 55, which is, as you said it before, a still beatable lead. And I do believe that now, with the opportunity to push in and take the charger from top left. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the charger is playing on the left side of the... Oh, he's bad. Okay, I wanted to be aggressive, but nope. They will be having to deal with the defending part this time, with Goldman trying to get the pick right now. Misses the first shot, gets the pick, but Armor was saving the life of the Custom Jet Scorcher, and that seems to be is now their time to push.
Yeah, F2 is preparing for that push, but there's at least one person in street. They are going to have to deal with that, and there's one on top left popping Inkjet. That means you have to move. You do not want that guy getting a lock on you. But before they do get the Rainmaker does get picked from somebody on bunker. F2 is wiped, which means it's time for Tuki to push up as quickly as possible. They are pushing left, which was previously painted up by the splash, so they're going to have an edge here. Going down in that position is actually very good for Tuki.
I would say that was an interesting push at the end, because like, okay, they did get a Y, but like the Rainmaker was like in front of everyone, so it is understandable that you are going to rush as many points as you want. But if you got a Y, they are expecting you're gonna meet the enemy team first compared to your teammates. So maybe one of the faster weapons should have gone in front. I think was Sakura holding the Rainmaker, and that could have made a little bit of a difference.
Yeah, of course. There's always that you don't want to work front line with the Rainmaker, but it does happen. That's and they were the left push is the quickest way to score points on Rainmaker Manta, so that is what they were going for. We do see two specials live on the side of Tuki, ready to pop that, perhaps waiting for an armor from that Junior. One member down on the side of F2, as Tuki currently has control of mid. We do see that charger in an excellent position to prepare for that left push, but Sakura is going to choose to go through cut. It doesn't look like there's anybody to defend from her, because their teammate does manage to get a pick from somebody on top of that mast there. This looks like it could be a KO situation.
5.321. They stop at the last point, and it is now a very big lead for F2 to compensate. The reset from James Bond right here. 007 apply the reset to the timeline of the 007 movies, and they will have 1 minute to not just get to one, but to literally KO the match.
Yeah, the pressure is on for F2. They have no choice but to go for the knockout here. But the Rainmaker has yet to get out of mid in their favor, which means that they have their work cut out for them, especially against that Charger, who's been doing a fantastic job so far at applying pressure. There is one member in street. It doesn't look like there's anybody over on left plat. Never mind, we have Guru there. He's trying to be bombed out by the splash. With 30 seconds remaining, the Rainmaker has yet to move, but F2 may just be trying to get their specials online.
One more time, F2 will try to get at least past 92. And if they do manage to get past 92, it will be an accomplishment, because it's been 4 minutes and 40 seconds without even leaving mid on their side. The Rainmaker has never passed the other side of the game. And James Bond right here trying to play safe. I do understand, but it's reaching to a point that you're gonna get flanked, and Greguro will finish the match. And then, no, the second shot of the Rainmaker gets the pick, but Inkjet finishes off. Well done. Tuki takes the second game, and it is already a win set for Tuki. And F2 only has the last match to maybe compensate, and on a tiebreaker situation, maybe help it on the... to go for the, I think it's platinum, gold, and silver brackets. So gray white, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm probably gonna get this wrong anyway. It's below gray white, right?
Mako, I believe, is the name of that bracket. I believe it goes Lantern, Mako, and then Great White. But I could be wrong. I'm a commentator, not a tournament organizer. You know, that's a good question for our wonderful, wonderful TOs. We will be looking forward to Splat Zone's Reef. This is, it's already match point in favor of Tuki. They did take the set. However, F2 has an opportunity here to be able to, you know, clutch up, show that they're in this to win it. and I look forward to seeing what they bring to the table. Splat Zone's Reef is very unique in the fact that just how important mid is. Like, mid is important in any map, but mid on the Reef is everything. And it would take a very good charger player to take control of that, and Tuki has one of those.
Yeah, for sure. Tuki has the opportunity to go 3-0 here, but I do believe on F2 they do have the energy. They do have the energy to. Whew, I don't have the energy for all, but they do have the energy, and I do believe they have the strength to at least take one game, because every game is important, not just because of a tournament, but just because it helps you to play better on the long run. And both teams not resorting to the not resorting to the K52 now again. So please give us a good show. What weapons do you think they're gonna be playing this game?
Well, it's Splat Zone, so you want paint. I do expect to see a junior out, but the NZAP 85 is also very good depending on how aggressive or slow your comp is. I would expect to see a K-Shot, considering that we've been seeing that a lot. K-Shots are very good. And maybe a Splash Neo instead of the V-Splash.
Oh, but a Splash... wait. I'm getting the teams again. We got the Fire Fiend, we got the K-Shot, the Junior, we get the L3! Damn, L3 baller!
Yo!
Let's go, Seto. Let's go!
Go! Pop off! We do have a Splash Neo on both sides. So that's the good old Splat Zones pick. I would point out that Tuki is running double Bomb Rush. That's very interesting and unique. You know, it's useful for capping the zone, and pretty much that's it in zoning and control. Tuki is the first team to cap the zone. They do have a Bomb Rush online going to pop missiles. They do pull lead here, but it's very, very early in the match. F2 can do this. They got this. We do see that Nozzle Nose almost has their special. They do now, but the armor does go down. They are going to pop that baller, trying to pressure in their street with it. Locke getting a pick on that sniper though is everything.
Locke telling the snipe, you don't have the high ground, I do not fear you, and now we'll take the zone with blood.
Going in there and getting the cap. No, you go, my bad.
No, I was just laughing, that's it, it was just laughing sounds.
Oh, well, F2 does get control of the zone, and we do have a member down on each side. Sakura having to wait out those missiles just in case they endanger their teammates. F2, they have 10 points left in order to be able to take a lead here, and 4 members up. That's a very good sign for them. But unfortunately, Tuki is going to be able to cap zone and apply some penalty points. The Nozzle Nose is currently down, and ooh, what a flank from that shot, coming in and getting a pick on the other Splash. And they almost have their missiles ready to go too.
Greguru was very patient, waiting for Locke's moment to not pay attention to their position. Very well played from Greguru. You don't there are some things you just don't you can recognize they're there, but you always have to remember that Seto trying to get the pick right here with the L3. Trying to be a little bit sneaky. I understood they were trying to either drop or not drop. It was a difficult situation, but I think popping the baller right there was a little bit safer than just like continue to drop and then get spotted by a 2v1 situation. James Bonds throwing bombs, trying to stay alive, but unfortunately everyone's going down the bamboo, the junior, and everyone is dropping on the zone, and it's a wipe. Tuki takes a 3-0 and 2Z just waves at the camera.
Yeah, talk about working up to prevent your opponents from accessing zone. That's exactly what Tuki did. They don't need to take the fight in zone if they can take it in the street, and it prevents their opponents from even doing anything in the zone. Once F2 got out of that zone, unfortunately, Tuki just had it and worked up and cleared those penalty points, and then the remaining points for that KO. Tuki is going to take the set 3-0, but we will see F2 later and be moving on to round 4.
Round 4, round 4, round 4. I lost the stream, I found it. I actually want to get the maps right now because round 3 is the end of group. Oh, so I think what? What?
Yeah. Sorry about the confusion, Fern. This is the end of the group stage, so we will be taking a moment so our wonderful staff and TOs can do some seating. We are going to be taking a break here on our side, but while we're doing that, remember to go change your Twitch passwords. It's very important. My name is Skepadillions. I'm here with Fern. We'll be back in a moment.
We'll soon be back. Oh my god, Scappy, I'm gonna tell you something. After we did something happened funny on my server.
Stop and they fork out, it's what they made cry.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to SO44 here on this fine Wednesday evening. My name is Skepidalians, and I am here with Fern. We will be starting off a wonderful match with Luau versus Summit, transitioning into our Great White Bracket. How are you, Fern?
I am doing good because this is, to be fair, the match that I know basically almost everyone, and I have intimacy with at least one of the teams, so I will use my powers to expose them on stream as a good friend should do.
We love you, everyone involved, and Luau versus Summit. Fern used to be a member of Luau, very close member, very close to that.
Now.
Yes,
it's a complicated relationship because at the point that I was stepped aside, I'm still considered a sub for them, but I do want to still prepare myself for Splatoon 3, so I do need to, I decided to join a team instead of just being a sub for Luau.
Yeah, and Luau, they're very well-known, multiple-time winner of SOS, if I remember correctly. And on the other side, we have Summit, who's also a very well-known team. I know about Leo, Havoc, and Rissa. I don't know about Storm or Q. Are you familiar with those players, Frank?
Oh yeah, I do know about them. It seems that it's, if I remember correctly, Rissa's team when it used to be Carnage Game, I think it disbanded.
Yeah.
But most of the people I see here, they seem to be, I don't know, like, I'm feeling there is subs here, but at the same time, it's not necessarily the entire team. I might be wrong here, I have to double check with my archives. But Storm HQ do play a lot of shooters. Rissa is the definitely junior armor. Leon plays the bamboo. I think Havoc is on the Nautilus. We have Surskit on the Carbon, we have Liplo on the armor, we have Banana Man also on the armor, we have Drift on the Squeezer, we have Kami on the Tetris, and we have Cannon on almost everything, but the main weapon is the Slushing Machine, Kensa. But I doubt he will be playing that too. He'll probably be playing something stupid like Flingza, YouTuber, or Heavy. Like something that literally has no coordination, because he likes to play everything.
You know, actually, now that you're bringing it up, I do remember Kami for her Tetras. That is one excellent Tetra player, and like, no cap. We all know Rissa. She commentates. She's around. She's a wonderful player and a member of our community. We will be starting off with TC Ancho, the snowballiest of map modes. What do you expect to see from these teams, Fern?
I know exactly what they're gonna run. Like, it's gonna be Squeezer, it's gonna be the Rapid, it's gonna be the Tetris, and it's gonna be an Enza for Luau. It's gonna be the Junior for Summit. It's gonna, I mean, depending on who's the lobby, to be fair, but it is going to be it is going to be at least a Junior. It is going to be at least a Shooter. Could it be like a Splash or Keisha? And I do feel the Nautilus is coming in for sure. And with, honestly, the only pick I would think that would work better, because it's TC Anchovy, is at least one bucket. One bucket would definitely make the difference.
Perhaps even a blob? No, I don't expect to see a blob, very sadly. I do expect to see some aggression on that. I do expect to see both teams vying for control of fans, and I expect to see some aggressive backline play. Squeezer can be used as a backline. No backlines.
No backlines, and no, it's gonna be backlines because it's gonna be frontline Squeezers.
Yo.
Oh, here it is. Oh, Rapid Pro. K-Gal, no Tetris for you. Oh, Chip. Oh, Kami, don't do this to me. God damn it.
Wait a second. What is going on here?
Kami changed his name, that's why.
Oh, okay, cool. I guess that would be Banana. I'm just taking a guess. We do see Surskit playing a pseudo backline with that Rapid Pro Deco. That thing has a lot more range than you would typically expect to. Leo falling back into their own court. Summit does have 2 members down, and Luau has 3 specials online. Luau choosing to go for a double armor comp, which is very interesting. They do have that K-Gal, that wonderfully meta K-Gal. The blaster does pop armor, but the ends up still has theirs, which means that as this tower gets moving, they're going to be able to pop. They do, and the tower has cleared that first checkpoint.
First checkpoint does get cleared. 2 people on tower, with 3 people coming from Summit, trying to take them off tower. It does seem that the advantage with Cannon on the Slushy Machine managed to take them away from the tower, and it does buy Luau enough time for everyone to regroup back in mid. And Surskit with the Rapid trying to be a little bit more aggressive. The Bucket gets 2 on Arcade. That's a very good pick for the Bucket. Risa trying to get the pick with the armor. Get the ping with the armor. It seems that this indeed seems to be the end of Luau's push, and maybe Summit will try to begin their push.
Yeah, well, Summit, I expect to see coordination from them. That Bucket almost has missiles. They do have 4 specials online now, so this is the perfect opportunity for a counter push. The Bucket is the first to popping those missiles, forcing the members of Luau out of position. Unfortunately, the shot is down as they get to that first checkpoint. Rissa dancing on that, trying to get that to slowly get past that checkpoint. Once you clear that first checkpoint, your job is a lot easier, but Surskit with the blaster is there to stop that push altogether. Sending the tower back to mid and trying to get some paint down.
With the Cancel 52 shocking just below Arcade, it just shows like if you're not paying attention to the possibility of the enemy team being very close to you and just waiting for the perfect opportunity to push, it does show that the K52, it is pretty deadly, and Summit needs to be aware of a possibility of always sharking. Right here, Havoc was one of the first to die at that moment, and I think just because they know the 52 was not sharking anymore, they were inside, it was the opportunity for Summit to legit take control of Arcade much better than the first time.
Yeah, and they do clear that first checkpoint, and the tower is now on top of Plat. That is huge. They do have 2 members down, though, so that might be the end of the push. We do see Q going down underneath Arcade. Leo falling back with that bamboo. He is very quickly going... Ooh, what a... 2 beautiful picks on the... Oh, is that a triple? From the bamboo popping off. Summit is going to be able to begin a counter push because of that opportunity that bamboo did create for them. Rissa once again on the tower. That's very shortly going to be on Plat. Leo in position. Unfortunately does get picked by Chip. Havoc popping those missiles, and Cannon has to fall back.
Havoc trying to get the pick on the 52. If they get this pick, it's gonna be big, it's gonna be huge. The Inkjet managed to miss. The Slushy Machine doesn't get spotted just yet, but they do get the lead. Q is happy with that Inkjet because it was just enough for the rest of these teammates to not get splattered by the Slushy Machine, and in order to get the lead on this very difficult Booyah Bomb situation coming from the K-Gal that is coming on from Luau.
Yeah, and Summit did take lead there, and they that's significant. They have control of mid right now, but currently Luau is working their way down Summit's plat. The K-Gal does pop Booyah, gets shredded. We do have Banana on the tower. It's near where the first checkpoint would be, but you gotta get out of there. You're the only one up. Unfortunately, Banana does get picked, taking the armor out with them. This is going to give Summit some opportunity to paint up, get those specials. This is not looking good for Luau in the final 45 seconds of this match.
It is not, because Risa now is playing. I think Risa right now is just in a mode where no ink from the enemy team will be in my sight, to the point that it's just like, I have this armor the moment you guys think of counter pushing. And with that, Leon has the armor, is trying to survive, but gets big, but still Risa survives just in order to not get splatted. And now Surskit with the Rapid Pro is taking the front lines, trying to get control of the Arcade. This might work pretty well, or pretty bite them in the back. But with Banana Man riding tower, Chip or Kami just now receiving armor, they're pushing in on their fan. The armor will be shredded by the Splat Bomb. Banana Man goes for the second round armor. All of Luau has armor once again, except for Cannon. It seems that they do have control. The Cannon gets a good shot on Q over there, and it's a Booyah Bomb trying to get stopped on the tower. The Soda is trying to stop people from tower. Is a 42-41. Stream froze for me.
My goodness, it looks like they're going to be able to... Wow. Okay, that happens quickly. Hot diggity dog.
I lost the final frames because it froze at 43. I did not see what happened. It froze on the
Uh,
worst case scenario. I missed. I'm gonna rewatch from the Twitch.
a Summit maintained lead there with 1 point. That's fantastic. I know.
That is. So what will happen on Clan Blitz now? Because yeah, honestly, but okay, I did manage to see one thing, which was the Booyah Bomb from the K-52, and I do believe it should have been thrown in between the tower and the high wall. I wasn't sure if that was the case, because I felt that the Booyah Bomb was thrown directly through tower as if they were trying to just climb the wall, but then like they managed to just like, for some reason, wait it out perfectly and step it on tower after that.
I am shook. It looked like Luau had it there for a second, but Summit really said nope. Sorry, 1 point. Clan Blitz Piranha though. I definitely look forward to seeing this. Personally, this is a difficult map mode for me, so I always look forward to seeing Clan Blitz Piranha, seeing how other teams approach it, especially players to this level. There's always something to learn. If you happen to see a map mode that you're not good at, take notes. Clan Blitz Piranha, Foil Squeezer, anyone?
Foil Squeezer? Yes, I think we will see Foil Squeezer instead of... that is true, actually. We didn't see the Squeezer because Drift wasn't playing. It seems to be Banana Man and Skit with Kami and Cannon. They might rotate, but it's up to them to decide. Mostly no change comes from Summit, and a lot of change comes from Luau with the Nautilus and the Rapid showing up.
Yeah, I expected to see a Nautilus, but not a Rapid. That is on the more interesting side of things. Rissa does have armor, very quickly pops it. That's going to give Summit an early advantage in the first 15 seconds. The K-Gal does go down, thank you, Q. And the Bamboo is down on the side of Summit as well. Q getting a timely pick on the Nautilus, but unfortunately does go down after, and the shot goes down too. Cersei taking control of left fan, trying to prevent Q from getting back into mid with some cheeky little shots. It looks like we're at a stalemate temporarily for the moment.
Leon is aware of the position. He doesn't get close enough to fall off from the Gal, but at the same time, it is their teammates are trying to get to a position where they can push in right now. And it's a Q jumps into a 3v1 situation, and then Leon has to deal with an Inkling. It's definitely harsh for Summit right there. And Luau seems to have the control with not enough clam. Let's see if Cannon can juggle that. Gets one, but it doesn't manage to get the power clam, nor the other power clam he could have formed with that one clam. And it has to back off safely because of that. I did not understand why Luau couldn't push that moment. Something did happen. Seems now just Summit has control of the map most of the time.
Yeah, Summit doing a fantastic job at shutting down that push with bombs. Havoc preparing for a dunk here, grabbing that power clam from their teammate, gathering even more clams. We do see the zap on Belt, getting a pick on Havoc. Leo shutting that down. Chip trying to save that basket for as long as possible. And we do see an Inkjet coming out, but they have to keep dunking. Oh, wow. Very good play from Leon with the curling bomb in order to access more clams. They get this down to 38 remaining. This could keep going though, because we do see Havoc in position to keep dunking.
Was very well positioning for stopping the push. I believe he got an important pick. Like it could have been done much better, but unfortunately, Banana Man jumped into the whole mess that was happening, trying to get more scores from Summit, and didn't get a pick and was just jumping to a 2v1 situation, which was not good for Luau in general. So Summit is falling back, trying to get control of mid at this point and getting as many clams as possible. Skitch trying to get a sneaky pick on people on the conveyor belt, but at this point it seems that they do not have enough turf to even remotely contest the range from neither from Summit's weapons.
And Summit having to fall back while holding that power clam. That Inkjet is just too much of a threat. We do see Leon popping those Tenta missiles, getting a beautiful snipe on that Inkjet. We do have Surskit and Banana over on their conveyor, trying to figure out how to best approach this situation. Havoc dancing around, getting a pick on the zap with that slosher, going in immediately for a rush on that blaster. Absolutely fantastic and clean. It looks like this is currently Summit's time to take control of mid.
Sami has the control of mid for the entire moment after the push. Legit, it took 2 specials to pressure just 2 people, and at the end, you lost 2 specials and lost the Ink. It was not. I don't think Luau had the opportunity to push even with that because they didn't get anyone. Specifically, I think the Booyah Bomb at the beginning was not very well direction. Like you threw the Booyah Bomb from mid to this other side, but they do manage to score now at least.
Yeah, they did manage to get in there with 3 specials. That's huge. They are using that well, but Chip, being the one member up there, they are definitely going to get shredded. Luau did a fantastic job at painting up and being extremely aggressive once they managed to have a near wipe. Getting it to 59 remaining. There is a minute left in the match. They can still do this. Anything can happen. It's Clam Blitz, it's Splatoon. We do see that there are about even clams on each side. That bamboo being quite a threat on Banana, having no choice but to fall back. Leon now having almost complete paint control of mid, but we do see that Nautilus over on that ramp. That's huge. You don't want to be anywhere near that Nautilus right now.
Come on, Kenna, don't get splattered by the bamboo again. Okay, what's the bucket, but was it the bamboo? It's interesting to see the play, because we just see at least 5 specials being used by both teams at the same time. This is a match compared, for example, like the Dualies one with less 1v1 fights and more like special fights. And most of the times we're seeing 3v1s or 2v1s, and it just comes to the point that just because they have more turf, they have more positioning, they manage to splat faster the enemies. And that challenge on short range was not a good idea. Straight up.
Well, it happened, and it looks like that K-Gal did dunk, which means that as soon as this goes into overtime, it's over when that basket closed. Never mind, I don't understand the rules of Clam Blitz. It did not shut down because Luau is holding 2 power clams. They are jumping in with those. This is some good old-fashioned clam blam. With 2 members up, make that 1. Banana's going to have to pull a miracle to be able to win this.
They just respawn, and that's gonna be game. Luau 0 Summit 2. I'm not gonna say anything because I think I have a lot of bias, so I'll let you take the mic, Skeppy, because there were some engagements I did not understand from the entire match, and I think I would like your point on that.
Well, I understand that you know Luau very well, you know how they play. So of course you're going to view these matches a little bit different than the average commentator. It was a great match, in my opinion. I think Luau did a great job at pressing their advantage when they had it, when they managed to get the picks. Summit obviously knows their clams piranha and busted it, right? They won it. So that doesn't mean that this is over. Luau can still reverse sweep this. Maybe they really love their Rainmaker Snapper. I don't know. Maybe you would know. But I liked that last match. It felt very controlled, and like both teams knew what they were doing and worked together to the best of their abilities.
Also, since we're going for Rainmaker Snapper, fun fact, it is one of the maps that doesn't matter who gets the pop, because the pop doesn't, you can still die to it, and on solo queue you see that gets splatted on solo queue, and that's get way more noticeable. But on this map, if you don't get the pop, that's not that bad, because what you want is the control of mid, and that helps a lot just after getting the pop. So just know that once you get the pop, you can shoot sideways or even above if you're above or a bucket, and you can literally well, you don't pick up the Rainmaker, but you just get the control easily.
Yeah. I learned recently, forgive me, that you don't want to go for the pop on Rainmaker Snapper. You want to try and take control of both hills as quickly as possible. You know, obviously you don't want to go for this pop in this situation because it doesn't actually give you anything, but you don't want to go for the pop because instead you can go and take control of hills, which is actually where the Rainmaker is going to be pushing most of the time. So both of these teams know that, and I expect to see that coming from them. I would like to see some range. A Firefin or an E-leader would be awesome. Never mind, I scrapped that because we're not seeing any backlines from either of these teams. But I would like it.
Actually, yeah, Cannon, please use a backline. I want you to use the backline now.
No, we are
Proceed.
seeing the exact same comp, except this time with a squeezer from Cannon.
You did ask for the foil squeezer.
I did, and we will see them pop off with it. Both teams, it looks like Cannon is going for the pop though. Havoc and Q already in position to take control of Luau Street. Q getting a flank on both Cannon and Banana, which means that Summit has an opportunity here to paint up and work up. Those missiles are going to be quite a pain for Havoc, though. He's not going to be able to get out of those in time. Rissa is in position of the Rainmaker. It looks like she's rotating on how she wants to approach this.
Yeah, Rissa is going for the left side for sure. It seems to be safe. Kami going for the sneaky flank on the back. Gets one pick. Trying to get Rissa from the back. Gets enough turf to make her stuck, but for some reason didn't splatter fast. And Q and Havoc were just there to protect their teammates just in time. Armor being popped from Banana Man. Trying to engage against a 2v1. It will go down. That did not went well at all for Banana Man. And right now, once again, gets another pick with the Ink Shed. Damn, they are getting closer and closer to 40.1. But Banana Man drops in, gets the Rainmaker, but it's still 2v3, no, 2v2 situation.
No, it looks like it's 3 now because Surskit is pushing Q. Does get picked by them though. Cannon popping those bubbles, trying to guard the Rainmaker physically while it resets to put an end to that push. It looks like that's what's going to happen. They did a great job on that. Trying to get that jump out, unfortunately doesn't quite get it. Now's the time to take control of some territory. You really need it. Summit has both complete control of street and of hill.
Yes. It's okay. It's 53 points. It's doable. It seems Cannon wants to be the one picking up the Rainmaker, since you can tell by the player that he's the only one that is actually approaching the Rainmaker. And the 52 gal is struggling a little bit, trying to get the picks on the bucket, which is just like easily approaches them, and then at the same time falls back. And I do think the 52, sorry, the bucket is playing very smart, knowing its range limitation.
Yeah, Surskit in possession of the Rainmaker currently. It looks like they're going to approach this from left, similarly to how Summit did it. There are 2 members down on the side of Summit. We do see one over on Slick chucking bombs. Surskit is going to take lead here, getting just underneath window. It looks like there's a near wipe on the side of Luau, that 52 being the only one up. Rissa now has the Rainmaker. This is still anybody's game.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. If you don't climb the enemy team's base, it's like most likely it's still doable for both teams, like to even get more points or get the lead back. And with Q knowing how to engage and when to fall back, trying to get control of the right side into a 2v1 situation, Chip and Kami just no, they get the pick on Q, and it seems to be the end of the push. Rissa to make her alive, and they manage to stop, and it's a wipe for Summit, the first wipe they get on Summit.
Yeah, and now's their time to push this, right? They're going left once again. This is good because they know what they did last time, and they really don't need... At this point, they can push it, but it's all about shifting those battle lines. You don't want this thing anywhere near mid because then it gives Summit an opportunity. Summit does have 3 specials online. That's a significant threat. We do see Cannon going down on their opponent's Slick. It's now a 3v3 situation. It's anybody's turn on what they want to do. Very smart from the Rainmaker there, choosing to go left instead of right. It does throw off Q there with the Inkjet just a little bit, but the K-Gal and the shot have no choice but to fall back. Squeezer, my bad.
I think I was a squeezer at least. It depends on, like, I think I may explain a little bit that, but I think what I'm seeing Luau do, at least with spending so much time on that, because Banana was the one doing it, so the support player classic holding the Rainmaker, they wanted to stall for time. They stall for time, just sharking that, and they saw the opportunity. Yeah, nice shot. But it seems that Summit will not give up, and they will get those points. You can see the fire on those eyes.
Yeah, they are on fire with 30 seconds remaining. They just need to stop Rissa. She is pushing left. Havoc and Leon in position to help her. She goes around through Window and manages to get on top of Window. They have lead here. There are 4 members up on each side, though. Make that 3 members up on the side of Luau. It's a 3v3 situation. It looks like I think they can do this.
But they did it! They did it! But unfortunately, the Squeezer just respawned! It's gonna be a clutch! It's gonna be a clutch!
Yo!
It is a clutch! They won!
Oh my god! They didn't! It's 1 point!
Clennon with the clutch!
Oh gosh!
I can hear what has been used on the voice chat. The man is screaming of joy, for sure. I cannot say
I know
exactly what he said, but I cannot say it on stream.
Luau, clutch, dude. Okay, we are now moving on to a game 4 on Splatoon's Inkling. Man, what a clutch! Are you kidding me? Like, you got 1 shot and you take it and you get it. Like, man, oh my gosh.
Even the chat was surprised why the score didn't update for past 34, and I'm also as speechless as anyone else too. But yeah, Cannon came in with the clutch. I honestly would clip that just to make sure it was Cannon. But yeah, game 4 on Inkblood zones, and again, no backliner on neither of those teams. But who has the better paint in between the Luau and Summit? And better.
That's a good question.
They don't have a blob, so it's already both teams get negative points right away.
Oh, reading my mind for no. Honestly, I think that the Squeezers bubbles are going to come in clutch here. Not as much as they normally would because of the fact that the zone is blocked by top mid. So if whatever specials you apply to one half of the zone are not going to affect the other half, so you have to really space them out. In terms of paint, a junior could do really well. We do know Rissa is playing the junior. I think this is a very good map mode for junior, just because you can roll your bombs as opposed to a zap where they're just stuck where they are. I mean, what do you expect to see?
Remember what we saw on one of the first games where we saw the Bamboo MK2, where even a burst bomb rush from the Bamboo could not outpaint the zone in Anchovy. So just because of the junior, that will be a big difference. I think it's gonna be a moment of like fighting between the NZAP and the junior. Let's see who paints the zone faster. Oh, we see a splash now show up instead of the K shot, and the jet squelcher instead of squeezer.
Yeah, and the V-Jet at that. So we are seeing those missiles coming out from Cannon and a suction bomb rush from Q. They was sticking with the bamboo on the hands of Leon. So that's a very threatening bamboo. It looks yes. Ooh, okay. Summit is going to be the first to cap zone, but they quickly go 2 members down afterwards. This is Luau's opportunity to paint up. It looks like they're going to be very successful in doing that. But you have to be able to access both halves of the zone, and it looks like those missiles are going to force them out, returning the zone to the hands of Summit. Those 2 players did a fantastic job of maintaining presence while their teammates were coming out of spawn, not putting themselves in any danger. Rissa, it does pop armor, so that's going to give Summit a little bit of an edge for the next 8 seconds. The bamboo does go down, and Surskit is just putting in some serious work, getting a triple.
Oh, sir. Go, Surskit, you can do it. You can do it. If no one can do it, well, you can do it. I believe in you. With 2 people on their tree, Surskit leaves the K out to fight the fight alone, trying to get the jump, gets the assist with the missiles, bucket above on their plat, trying to get control of their, sorry. I choke on my own speed. Surskit trying to be sneaky on the wall right here and getting a pick, but it doesn't pay well. The bucket was in range of getting the other side of the wall, which is hard, but is doable. But yeah, I understood the K-Shots plan over here. It's very well done.
Wow, Luau is still in control of this zone. They do go 2 members down, though. Summit is going to cap this for sure, and they just need to get as much paint down as it's squidly possible. 25 penalty points to clear. Is something to do with. Luau can definitely get back in there. We do see some suction bombs being chucked into the zone. It looks like somebody's gonna flank on left here, but they are called out relatively quickly. The K-52 does go down, and Summit has cleared those penalty points.
Q was very smart reading that flame because from that perspective we did see Q was safe on the positioning and knew exactly that because of the calm, it was expected to at least have a little bit of more of aggression in terms of the K52 from Luau and the climbing of the wall. The bucket did read it quite well and it will cost the K52 a little bit of time. That was very unfortunate for Kami. Oh.
Yeah, Summit does not want this going to a Game 5. They have cleared their penalty points. They have 10 remaining. Luau needs a miracle in order to get back in the zone and cap it.
The Jet Scorcher is painting as much as they can on the right side. It's 2 points. It neutralizes. It's just the Junior. Can the Junior outpace it? Okay, the Junior cannot outpace 4 people.
Oh man, we'll talk about the 1 point meme. Oh my goodness. Luau, there's 2 minutes left. Like and Summit has 67 penalty points. Luau is saying this is still our game. We can still do this. We want that match 5. They pop armor. They have 2 pairs of missiles ready to go. Chip is in position to stop any flanks that may happen. Just chucking those walls, trying to keep paint off the zone. Very cleverly and easily dodging those missiles. They have cleared their penalty points as well. They just need to keep this.
Oh, the missiles go down as well to the bomb from the Splat. I think it was the Junior, and it's a wipe from Luau. 49 and 19. That is 68 points. That does not look good. It's still doable because that time doesn't reach overtime yet because it's not 1.1 second. It's a little bit less, but it's still gonna be clutch. It is very, very clutch. Here comes the missiles trying to stop any push from Luau. They do have 3 specials. Come from the Jet Scorcher's missiles. Come from the armor from Banana. Almost getting picked from the bucket. It does look close. The Booyah Bomb doesn't touch the zone, but it seems that the bomb rush from the splash. Banana tried to survive. If Banana dies and gets splattered in the zone, it seems that the zone will go back to Summit's control. 2 people already go down. Junior is just respawning. 2 people in zone. They do recap it just in time. It is still doable before even overtime for Luau to get to game 5.
Man, are you kidding me? The survivability from Banana there was absolutely crazy. I thought 3 times over that they were dead for sure, but they said, not today. 18 penalty points remaining, 30 seconds. We are gradually seeing specials come online from both teams. Armor is popped on the side of Summit, and missiles are flying. Those penalty points are clear. This is Luau's game to lose right now. If it's up to them.
Skid dies on the.
Oh no! My gosh!
The zones goes kept for Summit. It was very, very unfortunate, but I think they can still recap it and go to overtime with 53 points. They needed a lot. That is at least 30 seconds. That they only need to get 1 round of specials, and they'll be able to control the zone for as long as they can. The Cannon is playing very, very smart, staying away from the range from the bamboo. The 52 goes down, unfortunately. Cannon trying to get 1 set of missiles. They are using Bomb Rush and armor at the zone. It's gonna be very clutch. The zone gets neutral. It unfortunately goes for Summit.
Oh man! First of all, congratulations, Summit. That was crazy. Second of all, Luau. Like, seriously, with the clutch caps 3 times in a single game, the 13 missiles from Cannon, chill, bro. Like, oh my gosh, what a match!
That was a very intense match, and you could feel the intense care from the camera when it was shipping between each of the players. At the very end, the K-Shell was just throwing suction bombs because they didn't want them to push in on the from the plat to the zone, but unfortunately after the missiles, 2 people rushed the K-Shot so hard, it was the first one to go down. Cannon managed to hold a little bit the zone, and then the K-52 I think showed up on the plat, but unfortunately Cannon couldn't at the same time protect the 52 and not get splattered by the bamboo, and then the K-52 went down, and then the armor with the bomb rush from the splash came in and clutched the zone at the last in overtime. Oh, that was.
Man. The survivability. I know in midway it was Banana. But there was somebody, I forget who it was, that was pushing onto their plat and became the only one up, and then just fell back like through snipe, like into like left tree, and just stayed alive. The survivability there was absolutely incredible. Fantastic plays from everybody involved. The flexibility on weapons and what they played. They obviously knew their weapons, and it was fantastic to see. That was a great first set of the Great White Bracket. Yeah, it looks like this is it for Fern and I. Fern, where can the good people find you?
Not at my physical address for sure, because I want to keep that private, but they can find me virtually on twitter.com. If it doesn't go out like Facebook, WhatsApp, and Instagram did, that's a preference 13. And where they can find you, my dear beloved Scapadillion.
Well, my name is Skep. You can find me on Twitter and Twitch at Skepadillions, as seen on stream. It was an honor to commentate with you tonight. Fern, thank you to Toasty for being our fantastic streamer, and thank you to all the wonderful staff and TOs involved tonight, and our lovely viewers for showing up.
Thank you very much. Have a great day, and welcome Popgun and Leotos.
Stay fresh, everybody.
Hello, friends, and welcome back to everyone in chat except for Drifty_Tokyo to SOS 43. I believe this is 44. We're on number 44 of SOS here. I am joined on the mic by Leo Toast, who is fresh off of a scrim and ready to watch some other players play the video game.
Yeah, I'm really excited to watch today. Right away, bracket round 2. Here we got Memory versus Tuki coming up pretty soon. I want to get everyone into a lot very quickly. I'm not very familiar with these teams. Do you think you can give me some of these players?
So Tuki is a team who pretty much always finds their way into Hammerhead bracket. They are like, I think they have won more Hammerhead brackets than any team in SOS history. Has found their way into Great White here, led by some pretty significant players here. Obviously, Mr. Z, I believe, uses Charger. Grey Guru, I want to call that Greg Guru, but Grey Guru, however you want to pronounce their name, very strong K-Shot, Splattershot player who's probably just thrilled with the new patch that's been coming out here. Memory, these players all very familiar with them. Rhythm, Bandit being a Charger player, Luke, I guess it would depend on what kind of Luke that is. I believe that is Vortex, the neutral face right there. Vortex, who I believe is kind of a Slayer, K-Shot-ish player last that I saw them. Did some searching on Twitter, because I always kind of want to figure out some information about teams, if they're like a pickup or not. I looked all those players' bios. None of them claimed Memory. I even searched Memory_SBL on Twitter, and there's no account for that. So until somebody tells me otherwise, I'm assuming Memory is a pickup. But Tuki, an actual name brand team that is very familiar here in SOS.
Definitely some familiar players that I see. I definitely know Rhythm, Bandit, a couple of players from Tuki as well. It's going to be an interesting set going into. You say Tuki's a very familiar team, having won a couple of Hammerhead brackets before in the past. Not very familiar with SOS as much, but I'd say they are going to put on a pretty good show today in this round 2 bracket here.
Tuki just coming off a 3-2 win over Operation Paradox, the number one of those name brand teams. It's good to see. We've been having a lot of conversations with a lot of different people about how everything's more exciting when you have actual teams playing against each other instead of pickup versus pickup. We might see a pickup team make it into grand finals with the team that's playing Summit here, but Memory and Tuki, two teams, or at least Tuki for their part, two teams that are very name brandy, and it's good to see them up in here. I believe that is Mr. Z on the bamboo, just going by ZZ. Bandit with the very aggressive double quick respawn on the Splatterscope Fire Fin on the side of Memory.
That's something you don't really see that often. I mean, I tried myself a quick respawn Charger set, but I mean, it can work if you're going to be playing aggressive, especially on a map like Mako Clams here. You're going to have to be aggressive, take aggressive positions. If you get caught out by the enemy team, you're going to that quick respawn is going to be really nice to get back into action pretty quickly here. As you see, we have fights going down the sides here. Getting some trades here, two on each side are remaining, but no one really wanted to push into here. Just still staying in neutral advantage state. Trying to push in, at least Z trying to push in with this bamboo, at least trying to get some missiles in order to actually push in entirely. But here, two specialists come out from the side of Memory here, the Inkjet and the Bomber. She gets to pick on the Junior, nice pick there, but also the Jet going down as well.
Yeah, nothing really taking place here, except for now where 3 players finally go down, and Bandit just trying to survive in the wall, gets swiped. Grey Guru getting the final pick there, and this should open up the door for Tuki to make some damage as far as the scoreboard is concerned, as you see them starting to push up. The K-Gal getting taken down, Bomb Rush getting popped on the right, and there's not really a lot of clams they have to follow up with this opening push, so they'll open the basket, but nothing else on top of that. So, kind of a weird situation. They got the wipe. I guess they were maybe just struggling a little bit getting the clams in time that they needed there.
Yeah, I just assumed that they were too busy getting the picks. They didn't have enough time to actually pick up the clams there, and they didn't get much on the scoreboard. Only scoring one Power Clam is not going to do much, especially on this map. This map can definitely snowball if you get a wipe here. As I say that, but most of the people are down here. Memory going almost down again to K, setting up for another good push here, this time with 8 clams, not having enough to actually make a push at all. And that's going to just snowball as they aren't taking any positions, are getting taken down by some random picks here from 52 Gal. Just trying to set up back into mid again, trying to just play for specials and advantage state here.
Tuki, it seems like other than that wipe that they got, weren't too interested in trying to create a play here, as now Memory's starting to push up, but 2 players get sacrificed in the process, Rhythm forced to retreat, even though they do find a way to pop the basket, so they should get lead here anyways. Okay, so that wasn't really a retreat, that was just more of a resetting. And ultimately, the lead going into Memory's favor there. Mr. Z getting taken out by Bandit, who keeps the basket going a little bit longer. And now they're getting a lot more points in than what they initially had. 36 remaining. They ends up being the last player left alive. No clam. So you would assume the basket will close up right here. And that does. So a huge lead now for Memory. And now Tuki, who was playing kind of defensively, it's like they're waiting for Memory to throw the punch at them first before they react to it. Now kind of put in a situation, even though they got 2 minutes left to go, they need to be the team to start throwing some punches here and put the pressure back on Memory. And it looks like they're doing just that.
Yeah, Tuki doing a really good job getting those picks, those missiles coming clutch, getting that nice pick there. And they have a lot of clams here. They're going to be able to score and get the lead pretty quickly there too, but they get wiped pretty quickly into their push. Oof. Definitely going to be, they definitely would want to get more clams there, but their push was definitely cut off short a little too quickly. And Memory is going to be able to take back mid and probably get another push here, maybe even score and get knock out the game. But that's all to how we've been seeing the game so far. Everyone's just been getting wiped, and it's been a back and forth so far.
It's really scary when you get wiped when you're the team that is pushing. Even if it got them the lead, which obviously is what Tuki wanted right there. But getting wiped, you've sacrificed control mid, you sacrificed all of the clan economy, and you're seeing the response right now as the lead is stolen right back by Memory. 2 players going down. That should be Z's death as well, as Bandit is going to clean up here. That is a wipe, and that is going to be GG. Game 1 going into the favor of Memory, and it kind of comes down to the Tuki getting wiped right there. Yes, they sold their soul to get lead, but with a minute 30 left on the clock, they give up control of mid, they give up all those clams, and that ultimately led to the KO there by Memory.
Sometimes getting those extra clams for lead is really important, but also sometimes it's just important to stay alive and keep control of mid as much as you can. As we saw there, they got wiped instantly, and Memory was able to snowball into their spawn, get more picks while they were defending, and just knock out the game as soon as they could. Yeah, as long as you get wiped there, it's almost as if that map is just incredibly snowball. You just lose so much control of mid, so much control of your spawn as well, and you just get wiped and you lose the game.
You know, we saw a lot. You've been saying snowball, right? We saw a lot of snowballs in that. It seemed like both teams just took turns getting massive pushes off and just getting wipes and getting control of the entire map. And it was just a matter of, can the other team come back and at least like keep themselves in the game? But yeah, the final snowball just going into Memory's favor there. Now game 2 going in, going to be Rainmaker at Muscle Forge Fitness. We saw this in Super Jump. You don't see this. I guess this is a map you see every now and then for Rainmaker. But still, if you're Tuki, the adjustment you kind of got to make here. I'm wondering if Mr. Z is going to be switching off of that bamboo onto a traditional charger, just so they can have Stingray and a little bit more range, maybe keep Memory a little bit more honest. Because we know Bandit's going to be sticking with that charger, and a very aggressive charger at that. So maybe if Mr. Z can make that adjustment, that'll be something Tuki can work with here. But if they stick with that bamboo, this will be... They're going to need to find a way to get a lot of splats with that if they want to get the value out of it over the vanilla charger.
This map is definitely an aggressive map as well. I mean, especially in pushes, you're going to definitely need something like an Inkjet, or at least 2 of them in order just to get into a point spawn there. So even if they play Charger or Bamboo, it's definitely just gonna, or Sea-Jet as well. Sea-Jet's really good at getting Ray.
That works.
And being, yeah, it works as well as Charger, especially if that Charger's running, you know, so much special charge up in order to actually get any value out of their Stingray there. But we definitely see the aggressive the double Jet from the side of Memory, which is what I was saying there. Double Jet is really good on this map. Jet already coming out, trying to get a kill here from the Nautilus here. Trying to get things started with this Jet, but not being able to. Although there is a push going down on right side, we need to push, take an early lead here from Memory. See how this goes.
That Inkjet on the left, very interesting. You know there's not going to be a lot of players over there because the Rainmaker's mainly going to be going to the right. I wonder if that was popped just with the intention of trying to funnel players from Tuki to the right there so that they could kind of, like, I guess, kind of lump them all in the same location, but they didn't really capitalize off of that sort of movement that they're forcing them into there. So 30 points off the opening push, not really that big of a deal. 2 players going down on Tuki as Rhythm now just kind of locking control mid. Maybe going to pick up this Rainmaker, does, but doesn't really do anything with it other than to put the funny score up on stream. Now we start to see the rest of the Tuki players coming back in and at least capturing control of mid, or at least trying to from their trenches.
Memory, they were trying to get an early push starting, but got shut down pretty quickly. And we see Memory actually taking control of mid again, trying to dodge around this charge, trying to actually get some picks here. Luke definitely trying to push up, get at least a pick, or just distract his opponents there. Still in, oh, never mind, the Inkjet gets popped. Z's trying to jump out of there. They already are down 1 from the side of Tuki, but the Rainmaker gets stopped again. They're just unable to get push started from the side of Memory.
Neutral Face getting a nice pick there in the trench. And even though Memory doesn't really have a score they should feel comfortable with, they haven't truly surrendered map control just yet. They did surrender mid for a little bit, but was able to capture it back pretty quickly. Now 1 player down on the side of Memory as Rhythm picks up the Rainmaker, but nowhere really to go with it. Neutral Face doesn't get pops off another Inkjet, but isn't able to kind of get the splat they need with it to get forward. Now here comes the Stingray from Mr. Z, and that one might have taken down Bandit. And now 2 players going down, including the Rainmaker. So if you're Tuki, it's been halfway through this game. You haven't done much yet, but you finally have the Rainmaker, and with the man advantage, this is your opportunity to make something happen here. Sakura picking up the Rainmaker, trying to go around this right side. There is a path up there, and they do get the lead, and slips past a couple more players to get 44 remaining. Not a score you're going to feel comfortable with, but if that's the only push you're going to get off with 2 more minutes left to go, it's something to work with.
Yeah, with how Tuki's been playing so far, they've been playing really good at being defensive and just shutting down Memory's pushes here. And as soon as I say that, Tuki gets a nice pick, a great pick. Rhythm slips past, almost gets lead off of that pick, but only the C-Jet being down, that push is going to come to a close really quickly here. And yeah, as I was saying, Tuki is really good at playing defensive, so with a lead like this, it might not be much, but they're able to control mid. If they're able to control mid and just shut down Memory, they're able to probably win this game.
And keep in mind, we saw Z's build earlier in this game. It's double charge with a main of special saver if they were to get splatted. So those Stingrays are going to be critical for the next minute and a half here, as we do see Tuki getting Rhythm popping armor and starting to pick up the Rainmaker. Pretty much all the pushes are going to go to that right side. I mean, you can go mid if you feel like it's completely there. But again, that's going to be the key right now. All these Stingrays, and you know Mr. Z is going to be able to charge one up very quickly just with the build that they have. And oh, the counter Stingray from Bandit does be able to pick Mr. Z, gets Boopy a little bit out of position right now. So they're being aggressive with that Stingray, and oh, got shut down yet again, even though this push will continue. Bandit getting the pop there. Trying to just avoid a little bit more bombs, waiting for the rest of the teammates to go in. Takes down Gray, who is now, can they get up here? Mr. Z once again in position, and they stop it yet again.
Wow, I mean, yeah, they've been really good at being defensive, these close calls, almost getting a lead here, but just not being enough. Oh, Z missing the pick onto the Nautilus. Nautilus able to get a pick there, wiping the entire team from the side of Tuki. This is the push that Memory has needed for so long here. They're going to be able to probably get lead off of this, probably, yeah, continue to shut down the enemy team. wow, they were able to get the pick on the Rainmaker. That's not going to stall it for so long. They're going to need to at least get a pick here. They get another pick from the bombs, almost wiping the entire team of Memory. They're probably going to have to make one last push here from the side of Tuki, if they even can. Let's see how that goes.
Before picking up the Rainmaker needs to splat all the players, and they just can't clear out the players that are already in their spawn. Memory able to go up 2-0 here. I want to get your thoughts on this, because what led to that wipe, the Rainmaker got pushed up that ramp right there, and they were like 1 point away from getting lead. So we saw Tuki pick up the Rainmaker and then dive it over the side of the map. But when they did that, the other players got taken out as well. So it's like, yeah, you reset the Rainmaker, but you lose your life in the process, putting yourself in a 4v3 and basically created the wipe. And you saw them, they just popped the Rainmaker, said, okay, we're just going to take the free lead right there. I wonder if it made more sense to dunk the Rainmaker off the side, or to try to pick it, or just like try to let it reset. I don't know. It's a hard call to make because they're so close to getting the lead right there anyways. But if Tuki goes back and VOD reviews that, I wonder what kind of conclusion they would come with as far as how they should have handled that last situation right there.
That last situation was definitely tough on the side of Tuki there. They definitely had the ability to control and get those picks. At least we saw the wipe, or at least two going down from the side of Memory there. But then the Nautilus was able to live after his jump recall and get a nice pick, and they were able to snowball that. As I like to say snowball a lot. But they were able to push turn that into a bunch of picks, and were able just to control the entirety of their the enemy's side and just get the lead. Even though if it wasn't that much of a lead, it was definitely the lead they needed. But I don't know what they would have done. At that point, I wasn't going to expect the Nautilus to live there, so I wouldn't have jumped it off. I at least would have just reset it for brought back to mid, or at least stalled it and spawned as much as they could. Especially since they had very little time left on that clock.
Memory 1 game away from a date in grand finals against either Summit or the traditional pickup team Bandit, coming back out with the Firefin Charger. Mr. Z going to respond in kind. A lot of last-ditch effort on both sides there. The Charger worked out really well for Mr. Z. I feel like getting the key splats when they needed it. But I guess the question here is going to be, can they keep enough players alive to get the splats with the rest of their players? Looks like Boopy already going down with the K-Gal. Bandit trying to work around this ledge here as we see some Charger v Charger battles. In Memory getting the opening control of the zone, and Boopy getting a little bit of revenge there. Maybe this can lead to Tuki recapping right here.
I think it definitely can. That shot getting picked off is definitely going to allow them to cap the zone here, especially with that Booyah Bomb. The Booyah Bomb is definitely is just going to take out that entire bomb rush, or at least take out their positions from the side of Memory. Tuki's going to be able to get some positions here, although the K-52 gets taken out by the Charger there. Nice pick there, but it's only 3-3 on both sides. Bubbles going down, though, is really important for the side of Tuki to get back in. The Bubbles would just definitely just control the entire zone in one pop there. And Memory, without the Bubbles, was actually able to get back into zone.
Neutral face using Squeezer, a very good weapon right here. It hasn't popped any bubbles yet. They should be popping some bubbles right here, but 2 players going down on the side of Memory, so this would be a better time to just kind of hold on to those specials. And Tuki has some specials they can work with as well. You see Gray you see a bunch of players just kind of sharking in key locations right here, just waiting for somebody to move. And Memory doing the same thing. Somebody's got to make a move here on either side, and it looks like Memory is going to do just that, taking down 2 players. Even though they lose their Squeezer, the bomb rush should be enough to cap zone right here. And not a lot of penalty points they got to work with. Still very early in the game, but still, Tuki showing a lot more fight, kind of like what we saw in the last game, getting control of the lead early. It's going to be very difficult to hold on to this, though.
Oh yeah, 100%. Memory is trying to get some points on the board, but Tuki's just able to get some picks, crucial picks there. But Luke, from the side of Memory, was able to get a nice pick on the 52, unsuspecting 52 pick. Also trading with the Charger, almost just coming out of that. I don't even know what happened there. I thought he was gonna kill him first. The Charger was able to actually get the pick there. That was crazy.
This is jumping directly into a bubble and living right through it, but the zone is in control of Memory. They should be able to get the lead right back right here as we cross over the halfway point, and more picks coming into the favor of Memory. Boopy kind of sharking around that left side there, and it looks like the Memory players are aware of where that K-Gal is hiding. Just kind of, honestly, not really pushing up too much. You see them just kind of staying back there, waiting for Tuki to come into them. And if they can get a few more splats here, this tournament will be over for Tuki. But a lot of specials, including a Booyah Bomb that's very difficult to overcome, takes control of zone, but still a lot of penalty points and natural points, keeping Memory in firm control of this lead, even though it looks like they're about to lose the zone yet again due to body count.
And Tuki is just fighting for the zone as much as they possibly can here. At least they at least got that cap there at 13. Was able to get some points on the board, or at least stop Memory from at least wiping that, knocking out the entire game. The bubbles coming out, and the bomb rush able to shut down those bubbles before they can actually cap there. Tuki being able to fight for the zone here, the bomb rush, but Memory is not giving the zone up. They at least want to cap it here. One going, just people going down on each side, left and right here. The armor coming out on the side of Tuki was able to scare off Memory and just put them back into their spawn, and just at least Tuki is able to hold the zone here.
This is where Tuki really has to put their foot down. They need to get lead right here, because you don't know how many more opportunities you're going to get control of zone. But those missiles coming out, that's going to force everybody back in those bubbles. They're pretty much going to instant cap the zone. Yeah, Tuki had to hold on. In order to do that, they needed to go get those splats before those missiles and all those specials get thrown out at them, or else have like a Booyah Bomb when they're ready. Still able to recap the zone. 40 penalty points that they gotta chew through here. They do have some specials ready, Suction Bomb Rush and missiles. If Gray could get a splat right there, that'd be nice. Instead, Boopy goes down on the back end, so no Booyah Bomb that they're going to have here. Specials getting popped out by Memory, forcing a few of these players back a little bit here. If Sakura's Splat Bomb can connect on those ink walls and get a splat, that would be huge, but instead, there goes the bubbles. Not really a whole heck of a lot you can do with that. And Memory recaps the zone. Only 15 seconds left to go here.
Yeah, they're not going to have much time to at least cap the zone here. The win condition for the side of Tuki is just to kill the squeeze of Broken Pop bubbles, but they can't even do that. The Booyah comes out, though, scaring off the enemy team, but not able to cap the zone as it was not placed on the zone, and Memory was able to take the game.
That's, you know, it was a wipe, a 3-0 sweep, I should say, in favor of Memory over Tuki. But Tuki had their moments literally in all three games. That's one of those things where you just look at the score of the tournament later and be like, wow, Memory really handled Tuki. But we saw all three of those games. That wasn't the case. Tuki had their opportunities. I think the issue right there in that last one is Memory was able to get the splat on the K-Gal pretty much at all the key moments during that game, which allowed them to hold on to zone a little bit longer or prevent Tuki from holding on to the zone as long as they needed to. So Memory just getting the right splats at the right time. In a lot of those sets, or a lot of those games, that ultimately being the difference in this set.
Great. Memory was really, really good at getting those just random picks and being able to just force themselves back in the mid, even without the specials. I mean, that was like the whole difference of what this set was, what they were able to do. Like, Memory was able to consistently just stay alive somehow, some way, and get an unsuspecting pick onto the enemy Tuki, and they were just rushed down and like stop the entire game. Memory was really, really just solid at getting those random picks and just being able to push back in the mid on those random occasions there. I think that was definitely what decided the entire set.
Tuki finally not in the Hammerhead bracket, finds their way into the Great White. They're not completely done here. I mean, this is single elimination, so they can't win the tournament, but they are going to be playing in the third place match, playing for a little bit of hardware. They're going to be taking on the pickup team. This displeases the mouse, who I assume is a Disney reference here. But we are Summit actually 3-0'd that pickup team that normally goes very deep into Great White bracket. Summit, who has won this tournament in the past, surviving that set earlier against Luau, is going to be taking on Memory here in what is going to be hopefully a fantastic grand finals match that we're just going to roll right into. I mean, those teams finish their brackets early. They don't need a break. We don't need a break. We just got started. Let's go.
Let's continue on. I mean, if both teams are ready, let's continue the set. I mean, you said that you don't really see that many pickups getting into grands here. We see Memory being a pickup. I'm fairly certain is definitely a good contender to win this tournament here, especially if they're in grands.
What I said was we see usually only pickups making it into grands.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Well, like Summit has won an SOS, Luau's won an SOS, but the vast majority of the time it's that pickup team that usually has Luke on it. I don't know if it's the same Luke that's on this Memory or not, or it's this other team that's this displeases the mounts, Violent Radia Archer team that usually is like contending for the final spot here. So, you know, it is what it is. It's the state of the scene right now. You can complain about it all you want, but at least we have some players in here that we are familiar with. I'm curious. I know Carnage Gaming disbanded. I'm wondering if Rizza is officially on this team or just kind of trying out, or maybe just filling in as a sub or whatever. Because I know Submit's been recruiting, and Rizza seems to kind of fill perfectly, like that perfect kind of piece that they're kind of missing right there.
That support is definitely something that Summit desperately needs to just glue this team together. So Rizza just playing with the team, whether it is a tryout or it is just for fun, is definitely something that Summit really needs in order to place in tournament, or at least fight, have some ability to fight the fight in general.
And now it's going to be kind of a question. We know Summit, they like to do, Leo likes to do the bamboo. Obviously, Q very much loving the splatter shot buff. Using Splash-O-Matic at times as well. Havoc doing, I don't think they do anything but sloshers. And obviously, Rizza on Junior. So a very aggressive, maybe meta, maybe not so much comp that they like to come out there. But the thing about Summit is you know exactly what their comp is going to be, and they don't care. It's like it's on you to stop what we like to do. In Memory, it's really going to come down to Bandit, who's going to outrange everybody in this entire lobby. If they can keep Bandit safe and let Bandit kind of cook, then I feel like Memory is going to be in a fine situation right here to kind of deal with the lack of range Summit's going to be presenting to them. But on the flip side, with the more aggression that Summit can bust out at them, if they can find a way to just harass Bandit and force them to constantly jump back, constantly get splatted, then Summit should have a field day, you would assume, with this kind of comp.
I mean, as we look at the maps here, we definitely see some very aggressive maps like Trinity for Starfish and Zone Piranha. They definitely favor just being able to block out your opponents and just rush in and take as many picks as you can, especially Rainmaker here. So Summit might definitely benefit from the first round here, especially with their very aggressive team with Splatter Shot, Junior, and the Slosher as well. I think the first round going into this, Memory might have a little trouble fighting this team here, but if they're able to get the pick that they need to, it might be back and forth here, if we know anything about these teams.
Somebody's going to be winning this tournament. Summit, I believe this would be their second SOS win in their team's history, if they can find a way to get this one here. Memory, I'm not too sure with all the players that they have right now. Gosh, I really want this Memory team to be an actual team. And with a name like Memory, that doesn't sound like a pickup name. Like, usually if you're a pickup team, you have some sort of like Captain Farts a lot name or something for a pickup name. Memory sounds like an actual team name. So I guess I'm just kind of hoping that it actually is, but I mean, there's no evidence to suggest otherwise from what we can tell. I don't know what makes a team an actual team anymore. Regardless, I guess we're just kind of waiting for teams to kind of ready up here in the lobby. Yeah, at least it's not literally pickup versus pickup as the team names have been in the past. And once again, predictions. Now's your time to get all those channel points. I currently have 75,000 channel points here. If you want to hope to surpass me, you should make a prediction right now with your channel points. I mean, what else are you going to use those things for? Put them down on Summit or Memory. Usually works out if you bet on the underdog and the underdog wins, you get a higher payout than the team that has the most points betted on them. So make sure you gamble a little bit. I mean, it's Wednesday night. You might be studying for an exam and your college test tomorrow. You might be doing your high school homework. You might just be kind of dreading that you have to wake up tomorrow and go to your job. Whatever reason that you're kind of watching the stream right now, we appreciate you coming out here, and you know, you work hard for those channel points. Make sure you spend a little bit here. You're not saving them up for anything.
Top Gun suggesting gambling on our very family-friendly SOS stream tonight. That is definitely something here.
I have lost so many channel points gambling on IPL. You only get them back by winning.
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole point of gambling. There was 75k. I mean, you definitely have some to spare, but I mean, if you want to just dump them all into one pot here, you definitely can win a lot. But it's just gambling, man. I'm gambling myself here, putting down some points here. It looked like Memory had a big lead in the beginning, but I mean, looking pretty even in the predictions here.
Yeah, I feel like it's fair to if you were going to give a favorite, I feel like it's fair to give it to Summit just because they've been on the stage before and have won. Getting past Luau has been kind of the main issue for them. Them and Luau have been kind of emerging as one of the premier rivalries that we have in all of competitive Splatoon. I mean, they're not, obviously it's not FT Win, Starburst, or Jackpot or anything like that, but as far as teams that have history that are playing against each other, Summit getting past Luau in round 1 might be the momentum shift that they need to power their way through this best of 7 set. But Memory, obviously, we talked about, we can't count them out. We saw what they did against Tuki, and they did get a bye, so they didn't play in round 1 of this one. Yeah, so they're coming into this one as the number 2 seed. And I'm pretty sure they did. That must mean they just kind of swept their way through the group stage, taking on Big Yoshi's Resurrections, Black Magic, and Sonaria, 3-0ing to all of them. And now looking to actually, I guess it's worth pointing out, Memory has not lost a single game all tournament. Summit hoping to kind of end that right here, as looks like Leo going with the Kinsa machine as opposed to the Bamboo here for Rainmaker.
Oh, that's definitely something I was not expecting. I mean, Bamboo is a pretty solid weapon here, but I mean, definitely when you're in a disadvantage on this map, you're gonna want something to at least get some better positions or at least get some nice picks. So Bamboo is gonna struggle in disadvantage here. So having a machine might be the better play here, but as we see Havoc getting a little too greedy and rushing in and dying for it, paying for it, and as we see here, Rissa also going down to the Ray. This is going to give Memory a chance to at least get a good lead on the board, but Leo tries to shut down this push, gets picked as well. Looking like Memory has a good push here to begin with.
17 points remaining on the opening push. They might not be done right here. Summit kind of forced back into this defensive position here. You see Rizza working around that left side. They grab the Rainmaker yet again and push it up. That is actually huge, because getting up that ramp is where they were with 17 remaining. That's nice, but getting up that ramp and turning the corner, that makes it a lead that's very hard to give up, especially on this map. And now Summit back into a deep hole early, and they're struggling to even get the Rainmaker back to mid.
Yeah, as I was saying, Memory is going to definitely favor this map, really enjoy this map. And we see that in the 9-point lead they have in the beginning here. Getting up on that ramp is so crucial, because it's so easy to push in once you get a wipe onto that ramp, but once getting past it is so difficult there. Memory is just going to favor wanting to sit in mid here and just, I mean, Summit's going to have a tough time pushing in. Even with the aggressive comp, they're not that familiar with playing with that aggressive comp. So, but as I say that, Summit is definitely able to get back in here, but losing the Junior in the process. Trying to reset back into neutral here. Double Fizzy coming out. Just picks going back and forth. The Jet getting popped. Trying to fight, get a pick here. Rhythm just sharking on that wall there. It's just a back and forth trying to get some pick, something happening for Summit here.
You know, you saw the positioning by Leo right there. Oh, as we see a flank coming around the right side, Summit not able to recognize it. as 2 more players going down. I was just going to point out how Leo positioning like they were using that bamboo, just trying to stay back there. And now not being aware of the flank puts the pressure right back on Summit here as Memory starting to push up Luke, blocking this Inkjet off the Octo shot, trying to get a pick here, or at least clear the way for the Rainmaker to push up. I like that they're still being aggressive right here. You don't like it when teams get a huge lead and then just spend the rest of the time turtling up. They're not letting Summit get any points on the scoreboard. They're making sure they're playing defensive this entire time. And RZA goes down to the explosion.
I mean, yeah, I definitely do not want to watch teams turtling into mid, just sitting in there, just shutting out their opponent's team. But I mean, it is the best way to play. But Summit is Memory is definitely able to contest the enemy team here for against Summit here, and just shut them out. I mean, they're doing such a good job already, especially with that that Ray just being able to lock out the enemy team. But Summit's getting a decent push here, trying to fight against this Jet, but not being able to, and the Ray coming out, shutting down the push really quickly. Luke trying to dive and get a kill here if he can, but also fighting against this shot as well. Shot 1v1 here. See who dukes it out, who wins, but Rhythm comes in and sweeps against Summit, and Memory sets back up into mid.
Yeah, Summit was able to grab the Rainmaker and push up, but they lost 1 player, so they were trying to push in a 3v4 situation that favored Memory and just didn't really have a right way to get people set up in the right position to get the splats they needed to keep that push going here. But now you're starting to run out of time here, Summit, if you want to find a way to win this one. And now RZA being the last player left alive, literally in a 1v3 situation, forced to jump back at their own pedestal, as Neutral Face here is just waiting for them to funnel right into this Inkjet. Q getting taken down by the Inkjet, and the other 2 players forced to stay back as the Rainmaker, meanwhile, gets to 1 remaining. Possibly a KO right here. If Luke can pop the Rainmaker, it's back on the side opposite of where the players for Summit are spawning in, as Q gets a very nice splat bomb throw right there. Very well timed to get some pick on Luke, who was the last player left behind. And now it looks like everybody is in front of Summit. And if Q can kind of pop off right here, maybe they can get some things going, but obviously they have to get the KO to win.
Obviously, I mean, Q getting a nice couple of splats there, able to set up for a really nice push here. At least we can see Luke struggling to fight his way back in, gets picked off really quickly. The splashdown coming out as well, able to land the splashdown. Just Summit able to actually get the picks here, but getting shut down by that Ray. Oh, I don't know if they have enough time to even pop the Rainmaker. They're not that focused on it. It's probably going to go into Memory here if they're not going to be able to pop it, and they're not going to be able to. Looking like a win for Memory for the first round. Oh,
you know, it kind of recurred to me why Leo was using Kidson Machine. First off, it's basically his other main at this point. Very good with it. But I remember back when Leo was on Xanadu, that was literally the worst map mode combo that they wanted to pull out. They hated Rainmaker main stage, and I think it was just because they felt so uncomfortable on it. I remember Leo using Flingza on that map mode back before like Flingza got that buff it had, and now it seems like it's kind of a popular weapon for a lot of teams to use. You would know for sure. But now you're going to splat zones at Piranha Pit. Leo's going to be 200% more comfortable on this map and mode with Bamboo.
Oh yeah, 100%. I'm not a big fan of Rainmaker Starfish either. I get shut down. I play Swift for Swift Chargers, short chargers on that map especially. Do not like that map in general. So getting shut down is just not an enjoyable experience, especially. But Splat Zone's Piranha Pit, definitely a map that Leo's gonna favor. Pulling out that Bamboo. Bamboo is such a strong map, able to keep the either side to themselves, just applying pressure to their the enemy's conveyor there. So I think he's definitely going to enjoy playing Bamboo on that map. Well, we never know. He might pull out the Key Machine again, but I very much doubt it. Yep.
There it is, the more traditional comp right there. Q switching off of T-Tech and going with the Splash-O-Matic Neo with a Suction Bomb Rush. Bandit sticking with the Firefin Charger, the scoped one with a little bit more range. And again, this was kind of the matchup we were kind of predicting here. If they can keep Bandit safe maybe Memory's going to have the advantage here. If they cannot, and those slosher walls don't go over the wall, as Q gets a nice splat right there in a 2v2 situation. Squeezer and Firefin left on the side of Memory, but yeah, again, it just kind of comes down to who can keep their charger the most comfortable, and who can attack the enemy at one.
Yeah, no one on Summit really wants to fight this charger. They're trying their best just to stay around behind cover, just not trying to fight against it. And we see that's definitely worked out. They're able to cap the zone there, but not many points on the board for the side of Summit here. Even then, they're able to contest the zone. The zone hasn't been capped. Bandit not really able to do much here, especially since Summit's just hiding behind those those walls there. Luke trying to get a pick here, gets the nice pick as it's a trade, trying to have something happen here. We see Memory capping the zone, at least getting some points to the board. It's kind of just neutral at this point. No one really wanting to fight each other, but able to fight in some fights as much as they can.
Yeah, it's hard to get points on this map. I feel like if you just kind of sneeze on the zone and everything just kind of stalls out there. Memory able to get lead right here and start to build up a lot of points on the board, as well as Q able to drop down on to Bandit, and 3 players going down there. Neutral Face dropping into zone and wisely escapes from that. They're going to need some bubbles to push in here with. So now Summit, no penalty points in their way. The question is going to be how long can they hold on to this zone. It looks like Bandit able to take down Havoc. And all the fight on that right side zone right there as they wait for the Slosher to jump back in and go in with a 4v4 situation right here. Luke trying to push up with the ink wall to boots. Isn't able to get a splat, but doesn't go down themselves. So yeah, once again, I don't think we've had a splat until right now, where Luke finally goes down. It looks like a trade with Leo, and things have finally stalled out yet again. Wow, both teams are really having difficulties getting splats, and I think it's just because it's not because we're not seeing engagements. We're just not seeing finishes.
I mean, yeah, everyone wants to fight, make something happen here, but no one's able to pull out the picks. But as I say that, Memory is able to get 2 picks onto the side of Emery. 3, a full wipe actually coming out. That is so crucial. They're able to set up their positions and lock out Summit as much as they possibly can here, especially since we saw a wipe earlier, or at least basically a wipe from the side of Summit, and they weren't able to get them any points. But with this actual wipe, Memory is going to be able to make something happen here.
Look how pushed up Bandit is with this charger, trying to get some splats on the enemy rail there. And here we can see, a nice pincer situation. Bubbles coming in from the back door while the rest of the players come in from the right side. And Memory's getting a whole heck of a lot of points on this map right here. Connors might be threatening to KO, even though they just lose 2 players. So zone will at least be stalled out right here. If they can find a way to kind of keep control of this zone until the rest of the players jump back in, this could be a situation here for Memory, but too much paint being put on the zone by Summit, as we see Q now working around this side. Doesn't get the trade, but one of the teammates does clean it up. Looks like Havoc able to get the splat. Now throwing some burst bombs, takes down Neutral Face, and start throwing in the direction of that. Ouch. But it looks like somebody else took down that player. So Summit, finally, the dust settles, and Summit's back in control.
Yeah, Summit did a really good job. Even if they are losing by a good margin, they were able to get the at least wipe and push back in the mid. And we saw that Bamboo get the nice pick onto the squeezer there. Such a good pick, especially with Bubbles being so prominent, especially on this map. Just able to cap the zones really, really fast and just like eat everything, especially bomb rushes and booyahs. They're just able to just, you know, nullify so much, and getting rid of that threat there is definitely so important. Oh, and we just see Summit just dogpiling onto that K52, like throwing other bodies, especially onto there, them just showing that you shouldn't be dropping here. That is a terrible choice. That you're going to get punished for that.
They were able to keep Memory staggered for a little bit. They were throwing out their specials one at a time instead of combining them with each other. Q now in a 1v1 situation. Luke a little bit too much ink armor, and 3 players going down. Leo being the last one alive, and the zone is saved by Memory. But now only 15 seconds left to go. Leo does have missiles to work with. Bandit push it up right here, trying to just keep everybody back. They just need to keep control of both zones, and it's very difficult to cap them both. Here comes the missiles. Everybody from Summit has to rush in. and Memory is jumping back, and they are giving, they're basically giving Summit the opportunity to cap zones, and they do a ton of penalty points right here. If Summit's going to win this one, it's going to be a very long overtime, but one player does go down. That is the Squeezer on the side of Memory. Q with a 1v1, and it's Luke yet again winning most of these skirmishes against Q. Havoc able to get a trade as well as the zone still stays. Oh, a double with the burst bomb rush. And now, once again, just very, very slow, methodical overtime, chipping away, getting like 5 or 10 points. The zone stalls, gets the splat, and does it again. Summit being very resilient right now as they're almost done with all of their penalty points, and they are, but they lose complete control of zone. Booyah Bomb and Bubbles coming out at the same time. They get the splats that they need. One more player going down on east side. They're just 5 points away, but finally 3 more players go down. Havoc can't do it all left. And Memory survives.
My God, that was definitely a Piranha Pit Zones game. Like, you just saw that Summit really just wanted to hold on to the zone as much as they possibly could. They did not want to give that up, and they did such a good job at that. But once Memory got all of their specials and were just able to, collapse in on Summit couldn't really do much to keep the zone in their favor, and they just eventually got wiped, and that was it. I mean, not much you can say about that. Pit zones. So the zone just stalls so fast, especially since it's just the 2 zones, and one of them, you can throw a suction bomb on it, and it neutralizes the zone. I think that's just insane.
It's not over yet, obviously. It's a best of 7, so Summit can lose one more and be fine. But that felt like a game Summit had to win if they wanted to win this set. Every now and then, when you have a best of 7 set, you always go back to one game in particular where you can just feel the soul of the set is on the line right there. And if Memory wins this one, you're going to have to go back to that set and that Splat Zones pit game and point that out as the key difference in this entire set, because Summit had their opportunities at the end there. There were several pushes they had that went very deep, and they were able to create lockouts. It's again going like 5 or 10 points at a time before the zone gets stalled and they have to make another play, and they just couldn't make the last play. I mean, they made so many plays that worked out in their favor in that overtime. The problem is they had to make like 8 perfect plays, and they only made 7, and ultimately just couldn't come back there. So now you have a lot of momentum you got to break through here. Again, Memory has not lost a single game all tournament, so Summit has to do that and stop the momentum and win the next win 4 of the next 5. So a steep climb here for Summit. They want to get back into this one.
Yeah, Summit's gonna have to try as much as they can to just take at least one game off of Memory here. Memory's coming in with so much momentum. Saying they just haven't dropped a single game so far. But I think Summit can do it. If they pull off what they did on that Piranha Pit game, then I think they can definitely show their worth here in this set. Moving on to Anchovy TC here, definitely I think would be in the favor of Memory's team because of how aggressive you can just be on the enemy's plat here. What do you think about that?
Well, obviously, you see Neutral Face coming off of Squeezer onto Nautilus, but that Inkjet that works out so well in this map isn't going to be too useful right now when the other 3 of your teammates get picked off. Leo in a very good position. This first checkpoint is going to fall. Rizza just riding the tower, and the rest of the players controlling the enemy fan. Q popping Inkjet. If they can get a splat right here, that will open up the door to clear this second checkpoint, which is really the key to this map. As Bandit trying to work their way up top there so they can get into good position to get a snipe on the tower. Fires one shot, doesn't quite connect. Havoc with that slosher causing a lot of havoc, and Leo shoots through and gets a double. How'd you get that second splat there, Leo? And now the other player falls down, and it looks like this second checkpoint will fall if they can get a player on the tower.
I think so. I mean, wow, Leo putting in that work with that bamboozler there. I mean, getting the first 2 picks to even start the push, and then getting the picks in the middle of the push. He's showing off that he can use that bamboo as the best of his ability, and we're already seeing Anchovy TC going out to 20 points. That's something you don't see as often, especially in grands of a tournament here. Like, I think someone can almost take this game. I mean, never mind. I mean, Havoc having to back up here, but getting shot down by the Charger. Full wipe on the side of Summit here, and Memory's gonna have to make a pretty big push. They want to at least, you know, tie with them or at least get the lead here. It's gonna be tough.
You know, if you kind of mentioned Memory has a comp that can really work out well on this map. And that's why, if you're Summit, you don't feel comfortable right now, even though we are approaching the halfway point. You have a two full checkpoint lead and some change on top of that. But if Memory can get another wipe and start getting a push going, and then they start popping that inkjet on the enemy fan, and they just kind of abuse the height advantage of that, and they start getting splats, this could steamroll into a win for Memory. So it's not over yet, even though Summit should be feeling comfortable right here. But you see Q immediately going down, and you see the player starting to push up that fan, trying to get advantage onto that plat. Leo doing a good job of staying alive up there, leading the pack with 7 KA and forcing some missiles out here to stall this push. And okay, we see another trade going out as well. So Memory can get back into this one, but they're bleeding a lot of time off this clock.
I mean, Memory was having a little bit of trouble trying to push in there, but once they're getting that opening, you see the Inkjet just getting a nice pick there, almost getting taken down by the Slosher, but the Inkjet timer just ran out in time to save the Nautilus's life here. But we see Memory is taking advantage of the momentum here, just off of those couple of picks in the beginning of mid. They're able to ride it all the way up to the second checkpoint here, almost being able to push it back in. If they get another pick here, it might be the end for Summit. Just see how far Memory can take this push. We see the Nautilus getting an Inkjet here, but the Charger getting shut down. The Nautilus also getting shut down. This push getting shut down pretty quickly by Summit here, even if they were able to push to 45.
Yeah, the positioning that looked like they were in up there up top, it didn't look like there was a way for Memory to kind of clear out that upper area up top there. They did a good job with Neutral Face's Inkjet earlier, and they had another Inkjet built up. They chose not to use it right there. And instead, Summit was able to get the players they needed up top there and rain down their weapons onto the tower and save that checkpoint. That is critical for Summit if they want to find a way to win this one. And Neutral Face here just kind of holding serve and forced to be in this kind of defensive position right here. I don't think Leo's Inkjet can, or Ingo's Bamboo can quite make the range there. That's why you want to use Nautilus on this map, even though Q gets a nice cleanup.
Yeah, Q getting those nice 2 picks there, able to shut down Memory's push before it even starts, but they're still trying to hold on to this tower as much as possible. 20 seconds left on the clock here. Luke trying to make something happen in their spawn, getting a nice pick on the Bamboo. That pick on the Bamboo might actually be really good here, getting rid of the missiles for the side of Summit here, and also getting rid of such a threat like Leo in this game. Memory still has this push. The armor comes out, but not many specials here besides the Bomb Rush is able to pair with that armor, but they're probably going to be able to get through the second checkpoint here, trying to make something happen, just brute force it without any specials here, almost with the missiles with Luke on this K shot, but getting shut down instantly by that Bamboo, and 2 down on the side of Memory, 3 down on the side of Memory, and that's going to be the game for Summit. The first game Memory loses this entire tournament.
That's Summit had to win that one. I mean, I don't have a dog in the fight. I don't care who actually wins this one. But as Summit got to that third checkpoint in their opening push, my mindset was, oh, they didn't get the KO. They're going to lose this one. Because it seemed like Memory, and they almost did. Memory almost took it at the end there. You talked about how critical it was that they took out Leo. It was, but on the flip side, Havoc had missiles too, but Havoc immediately fired missiles, so they had like no specials to work with to shut down Memory's final push. They just kind of got the splats they needed right at the end there to hold on. But, I mean, that's what it takes to win one game against Memory. You get a huge lead and just barely hold on at the end. But maybe That's the jolt of life Summit needs. Now you're going to Clam Blitz at Snapper Canal. I'm assuming they're going to bring back the Kinsa machine here and drop the bamboo, even though the bamboo's been working out so well. I guess I think this is the first time. No, we saw Bandit use Charger back on Mako Mart for Clam Blitz. So, but here, Memory, this is your first loss. How are you going to respond? And Summit, can you get this win here and claim control of momentum going into the later half of the set? That's what we're going to be looking for in this game. A lot's on the line here.
Yeah, Memory might not be feeling the best after that loss, especially since they've been running this entire tournament so far. And they, once they got hit by that loss from Summit, they're just starting to realize they're not that invincible. It might be the momentum shift that Summit needs to take this. And Summit's been doing really well with that bamboo, especially Leo, putting in the work for some of those pushes, especially the opening push that basically sealed the game for Answer in the first minute. I think Bamboo is definitely going to be super good on this map. Clam Blitz Snapper, Bamboo can just take either left or right behind, right in front of the basket and just shut down the enemy team, just make sure they can't push into that area. Bamboo's going to be a threat on this map, I think.
We'll probably see that squeezer come back out from neutral face as well. Those bubbles seem to be coming out right at the perfect time. Leo sticking with the bamboo. Neutral face sticking with the Nautilus. And it looks like a C-Jet coming out from the side of Bandit as well. I guess you could kind of use V-Jet as well. That seems to be a popular pick nowadays. It's just kind of missile spam and toxic miss. But Stingray combined with a Booyah Bomb to kind of like discombobulate players and force them to move somewhere can work out pretty well. As well as Leo staring down the face saying, "You outrange me. I don't care. I just got to land 2 shots, maybe 1. You have to land 4. There's a little bit of a difference right there." And now we see the rest of the Summit players push around this left side, forcing another player out. So Summit, it's neutral as far as the number of players on the board, but Summit has complete control of the map, it looks like.
Yeah, I mean, Summit's doing a really good job in the opening push here. The Ray coming out, though, and shutting down the Bamboozler. I was actually going to talk about your point you made with the V-Jet versus C-Jet thing. I actually was thinking that V-Jet might be the better weapon here, especially with that Toxic Mist being able to shut down the pushes pretty well. Like, you don't want to be swimming through Toxic Mist. You're basically wide open. And then Missile's also being really good at shutting down pushes as well. But as we see, Memory's actually able to push in with that C-Jet Ray and get a nice opening pick here, but they're just Summit's just able to collapse onto them and stop their push from actually getting anywhere farther from just one power clam here.
Yeah, again, we see it happen. You push in, but you kind of sacrifice a lot of bodies and not really get a whole lot of return on your investment there. Oh, Havoc, I thought was going to eat that suction bomb right there. Instead, Saves the Lives gets a pick on Luke and lead going into favor of Summit. And it's going to be a whole lot more now as more players are getting taken down. Havoc coming in with more clams, and somebody on the backside, it looks like Q has more clams as well. They're threatening to get the KO right here. Momentum clearly shifting into this favor. Bandit firing the Stingray, just trying to clear out some last players, and it looks like that will end the push, even though they do have enough clams to push it a little bit further. Instead, back off. Damage done. 90 points scored as opposed to the 20 by Memory. 3 minutes left to go. Still a game anybody could win, but Summit's getting a lot more value out of their pushes, even though they're not getting a lot of pushes in this entire set.
Summit's been playing really well these past couple of games. I mean, if they're able to get down to 90, they might be able to even knock it out. If they even want to push it, if they don't want to push it anymore, they might just be able to seal the deal this entire game. I mean, we see Havoc going down already. Not a good pick you wanna get hit by. And we see just Memory able to close in onto Summit here. Maybe start to get a push here. They don't have much clams. They do have Pity left in their back pocket. Bandit is trying to make something happen. Maybe get a Ray here in order to start this push. Maybe need to lock them into their spawn even more, as much as they already are. I mean, the armor and the jet's gonna be coming on deck. We might see Memory trying to push in with this armor jet. Does the armor come out? The Ray coming out. I don't know if the jet's gonna come out yet, but this might be really bad for Summit right now. So
a ton of clams on the side of Memory combined with this Booyah Bomb right here. I believe Luke's the only one with a power clam, which works out. So they have all these clams, but only one player is being identified as far as their location by Summit. And if you get wiped here, this game could pretty much be over with all the things that they have, all the resources they have. Both teams trying to go for a splat. Nobody getting one. And now finally, oh, the snow is falling hard on the Summit. That is a wipe. This might be a KO right here. They get to 40. They throw in another clam. They just need 2 more to get lead. You see Neutral Face going around that right side, and Summit not responding quickly enough. And, oh, 1 more clam coming in, and it's Bandit right down the middle. They're not going to get the splat in time. And, oh, no.
My gosh. Yeah,
Summit had that one until just the final wipe. Too many resources on the side of Memory, and that wipe cost them the entire game. There was no way they could recover from that.
It's crazy to think about, but I mean, with that power clam coming out, like you don't think much of it, but the power clam being able to give the team at least a little bit of special charge every couple of seconds. That actually was really crucial for the side of Memory there. They were actually able to get so many specials during that one last and final push there. I mean, they had the armor, they had the ray, they had the jet. They were just able to collapse onto them. Even if that didn't start the push, at least if that didn't end the push, it was able to start it, and the 52 was able to collapse onto them, getting a nice 2 picks that they was able to start that push. And they just threw all their clams in and were just able to end that game so quickly. And then, like, I blinked and it was almost over.
Talk about the shift in momentum. What you were looking at right there was a 2-2 grand finals with Summit going into game 5, winning the last 2, having all of the momentum, finally broken through the armor of Memory, and all of a sudden, in just a span of 5 seconds, the entire grand finals flips on its head, and now Memory is just 1 game away from ending this tournament, getting a first place finish here. Rainmaker at Sturgeon Shipyard. It's hard to get points on this map, and you really have to be coordinated with your teammates as far as which route that you're going to take right here. And this is where being mentally sound is going to really come into play. So we're going to see Summit's resolve get tested very hard right here. Yeah, you took a really tough loss. You're almost eliminated from this tournament. How do you respond? And the question for Memory is going to be, can they get that lead and then just stingray their way to a tournament win?
I mean, I'm hoping someone can take this. I mean, Leo having to switch back into K-Machine, I mean, I thought so already. I was like, is Bamboo the correct pick for this map specifically? But the K-Machine, those fizzies might be really, really crucial to being able to push here. I mean, the fizzies are gonna be able to distract the enemy, get some chip damage on them as well. And, having the machine for more aggression is going to be really nice for this map. We're going to also have to deal with that C-Jet, as we see the C-Jet jumping out, trying to stop this push from happening so fast, and they were able to. 64, not the best push for Summit, but oh my gosh.
The Stingray also taking down Q, so they were able to locate Q. Q pushed up really far ahead to really clear a path for the Rainmaker. But ultimately just kind of got taken down by Bandit Stingray right there, ending the push altogether. 64, okay, doesn't really mean anything at this point in the game, but you at least saw they were opting to take it to that like upper alleyway area. I guess spools might be the proper term. I don't know, but it's going to be hard to push there whenever Bandit has the Stingray online. But at least that's the route you saw they were at least focused and locked in on going one set way as a team. It's just going to be hard to go that way when certain circumstances are the way that they are on this map. And right now, Memory trying to take their stab at taking the lead. It's going to be a question of which route do they plan to take.
I mean, in my opinion, they could take either route here. I mean, they don't have much from the side of Summit that can really stop one specific route from being taken. I mean, from my perspective, the C-Jet from the side of Memory here is really, really crucial in stopping Summit's pushes. But I mean, Memory, as long as they can get through through Summit's defenses, they're probably able to get a really solid push. As we see, Summit's actually able to take back mid here and shut out Memory, but the Ray and the missiles coming out probably going to be able to make something happen, get a push here. But the armor coming out from the side of Summit is going to stop Memory from pushing in so far. The zap and the shot, both of their aggressive weapons, are able to just get knocked out. They're probably going to be able to make a push here or something happen. The Siege not having a Ray, but the Rainmaker actually resetting, not opting to actually make a push, and probably going to have to waste a little more time in order to make a push happen. But as we see, the shot actually a nice pick, something I was not expecting to see.
I like the armor pop timing by Riza, even though she's going to eat it from the Stingray right there. She waited for the Stingray to end as we do get lead on the side of Memory. And now we're going to get a whole lot more possibly out of it. They're opting to go this right side, now under this root, and gets past Havoc, and 2 more players go down. Leo, being the last player left alive, does take down the Rainmaker, so keeps Summit's hopes alive a little bit longer. The question is, can players spawn back in just long enough? Trying to arc shots over that 1 point remaining. That is a, oh wow, this Summit has a huge mountain to climb right here.
Oh yeah, no pun intended. I mean, pun probably intended, but yeah. I mean, this is gonna be a little tough for Summit to come back from. They only have 1 minute and 30 left, but the random bomb near the pick onto the Rainmaker. My goodness, Summit's just dealing with so much right now. I mean, we see Memory just messing around in mid. Oh, come on. The BM, they're taking a little drip pick here. My gosh. Hey, I mean, you know, what happened with Seo against, if you remember that set, they got knocked out, man. If you're going to BM, you got to make sure you're going to win this. I mean, we'll see. We'll see if Summit can make it. They only have 1 minute, a little more than 1 minute to make anything happen here. I mean, they do have the Jet on board. They might have another special coming up soon. But we see Summit getting picked out, Leo getting picked out, so Junior getting picked out as well. The shot, Q actually able to make something happen here. Getting the triple. I don't know how good this is going to be with the Rainmaker in the clutches of Memory's side. Just going to be able to sit in the bottom corner here and just stall out as much time as possible.
Yeah, I don't know about Memory going for the drip pick right there. Somebody forgot to tell Leo that the game's over, or forgot to tell Q that the game's over. Getting a triple there. Summit players are still going to keep fighting here, and as long as there's time on the clock, there's an opportunity for them to win. 2 players going down on the side of Memory now. 30 seconds left to go, so they might be able to grab it and die and grab it again, but this likely will be the final push for Summit. But if they get a wipe right here, they will win the game. They're in a good position. Nobody near the Rainmaker for the side of Memory. Riza with the Rainmaker trying to take it. Just wait for the splats to come in their way. They're in no hurry right here. But the Stingray is online. They survived the missiles. Now Luke coming around the back door. This is that should do it right here. And Memory avoids the Sayonara disaster and finds a way to win SOS 44 here against Summit.
Yeah, I mean, at least we didn't see a full sweep from the side of Memory. Summit was able to actually fight, but not fight enough, and sadly, their game and run comes to a close here. Memory doing a really good job at just shutting down Summit entirely. But hey, Summit had their moments. They had their chances to climb, and they got the game on TC, which was pretty intense to watch. And Rainmaker was it was a little sad to see, but I mean, BM is BM, and I mean, they definitely had that game on lock. So
16-1 per game is Memory in this tournament, only losing 1. Could have lost the Piranha Pit match, should have lost the Canal match, still found their way to claw back in. It's difficult to put a team away. You could see, I mean, you saw the confidence they had right there at the end, but that transitioned into their play style. It didn't matter how big of a hole they found themselves in. You could tell that they felt like every game was theirs to win as long as there was still time on the clock. And hats off to Summit. I mean, I like the roster they brought out there. Again, I'm interested to know if Riza is just trying out or if that was just the sub for that situation or what, but it looked like Riza was a good fit for the rest of those players there on Summit, but obviously Memory just being a little too much as they're able to get the win here. And that is going to do it for us here. It is approaching on midnight, and you kiddies need to go to bed because you got a big Thursday with you tomorrow. Before we do that, Leo Toss, where can people find you?
Well, as seen on the screen here, you can find me on Twitter. I'm not on a team anymore. Climb sadly disbanded, but I'm still playing the game. I might actually stream. Stream is just LAOTOSHG, twitch.tv, you know. And you see the handle right there. Just find me on Twitter. I'm all over the place in this community, so I'm very active as well. Where can they find you, Popgun, Mr. Popgun there?
You can find me in my bathtub right after this one, just enjoying and winding down from the night. From all of us here at IPL. Our producer Toasty doing a good job of streaming this tournament. The head TOs, Grace and Sky, and the whole other army of staff members that we have behind the scenes putting on this entire tournament. We thank you for watching. We hope you enjoy the rest of your nights. Once again, your final score, Memory 4-1 over Summit. That is going to do it for us here today. We will see you. I don't know what the next tournament is. I think we might have a refresh down or whatever, but we'll see you the next time we stream here on IPL.
See ya.